Inspired live vlog. This is, excuse me, I'm just going to adjust my camera a moment. Just going live now. 1 minute, I'll just get a bit closer with the ring light and try and adjust this. It's a little bit, it isn't perfect, this, of course, but it's fine. It's going to be okay. So this is the Let's Get Inspired live vlog. My name is Brad. This is episode 27. And what we're on about today, what we're talking about today, the live vlog is about are you a super empath? So I'm going to be talking about what a super empath is, and then going to be asking questions to see whether you resonate with any of the traits of a super empath. And I'm also going to talk about why narcissists are afraid deep down of super empaths. They avoid them at the very least. It's like a person that's worked on themselves, basically. 1 moment. And we'll start in a second. I'm just going to have a sip of water just to begin with. Today, it's Monday. It's Bank Holiday Monday. It's the 25th of August, 2025. The time is 8 p.m. in the evening. Luckily, I've been off to work today. It's been a really nice, hot summer's day as well, which has been great. Which is positive, of course. And I'm going to start the vlog, obviously. So I have got my notes with me, just as a guidance towards what I'm talking about. But a lot of what I'm going to be saying, as always, it's a live vlog, so it's going to be me spontaneously saying things based on my knowledge and experience, really. Just a disclaimer, as I'm always going to say, is I am not a psychologist. I am not a trained psychologist. I do not have a medical degree. I'm not a doctor, but I do have life experiences. I do have perspectives. I have suffered myself with things. I've worked on myself, and I believe that I can help people. That's why I'm talking about these things. Another thing to mention as well is I'm going to be any comments that are made, anyone that leaves any comments, etc., I will be responding to them the best I can as we go throughout the live vlog. So I might jump in and out of the structure of the conversation, let's say, depending on what the comments are. We'll go with the flow though, of course. So I'll just do the introduction again. My name's Brad. This is a Let's Get Inspired live vlog. This is episode 20, I think it's 27, episode 27. What we're talking about today, we're talking about super empaths. Are you a super empath? Obi Chichua sorry. I can't read, it's 1 moment, I'm just reading the comments. So we've got Chichua, sorry, I can't say that name properly. He says, hi, hello, my name's Brad, by the way. Danley saying hi. Hello, Danley. Hello, Cameron. Good of you to join us today. My name's Brad, by the way. This is Let's Get Inspired live vlog. This is the inspirational ambivert channel. I'm talking about super empaths today. So let me just refer to my notes a moment, and then we'll go for it. Sander says hi. Hello, Sander. Thank you for joining us. I hope that you're okay. It's been a very nice sunny day today, hasn't it? So, right, here we go. So welcome in, everyone. Tonight, we're going to talk about something powerful. The super empath. That's what we're talking about. Super empath. Not just a regular empath, but the type of person who narcissists can't control. So narcissists don't like these type of people. They stay away from them. I'll go into detail on why, okay? And we're going to find out if you might be one. So stick around, answer along in the chat, and see where you stand. So a quick question to everyone. Where is everyone watching from? Where are you guys from? Just as a quick icebreaker, a warm-up question. San Diego, cool. I'm from Lancashire in England, by the way. I'm 30 miles away from Manchester. People are saying hello to each other. That's cool. Cameron say, I can't see the flag from here. What flag's that? Sorry, forgive my ignorance. I don't know what you... Yeah, Sanders are Croatian. Cool. Cameron, I don't know what your flag represents. Sorry, I can't. I'm not familiar with the flag. California, cool. Wow, California. Los Angeles, it's a huge place, isn't it? California, big state, a massive state in America, of course. Never been there, but it's nice though. It's meant to be really nice. So I'm going to start with a question. Let's see. What best describes yourself to begin with? Just as a one question. What best describes yourself? Are you strong, sensitive, or both? Are you strong, sensitive, or both? I'm just typing this in. Taking me forever though. Apologies. My channel is basically, it's called the Inspirational Ambivert channel. And I'm all about self-improvement, personal development, psychology. I talk about narcissists. I talk about self-reflection. I talk about resilience. I talk about grit. I talk about masculinity, the challenges that men have. I talk about a variety of things. That's what I talk about. What best describes yourself? Strong, sensitive, or both? Oh, Palestinian. Sorry, forgive me. Palestinian flag. Cool. Sorry about that. I didn't realise. Naomi saying it depends. Cameron's saying strong. Sandra saying strong and sensitive. I would, if I'm honest, I would describe myself as both. I'd describe myself as both. There's much more people than that, of course. Sandra saying accidentally sold. How? What does that mean? Sold. What do you mean? I'm going to the questions here. I'm going to the comments, should I say? Okay, I'll carry on. Has anyone ever been called too sensitive? Naomi's accidentally sold her puppy, or why? How did you accidentally sell your puppy? We're changing subject, but that's fine. Naomi's saying, my dog had puppies and I thought I had to sell them all, so I sold one and I was really sad, so I kept the rest, but I still missed the one. I sold every one every day, all day long. I sold every day, all day long. Cool shirt, thank you. It's my Inspirational Ambivert t-shirt. Thanks. That's my my logo for my channel, basically. Dogs are lovely as well. Dogs are really lovely. They're very loving animals. They're like little children, really, aren't they? Dogs. That's the way I look at them. But at least, I started saying, at least you've got the rest of them. Oh, you still missed the one that you sold. That shows that you're a very loving, caring person, by the way, Naomi. That's what that shows. Sandra's saying, sorry to, yeah, he's sad all the time. Sorry that you're sad, Naomi. That's not nice. I've got another question. Has anyone ever been called too sensitive? I'm typing this in. It's going to take me forever, but we'll get there. Don't worry. Has anyone ever been called too sensitive? So I'm saying I've been called sensitive lots of times growing up. Yep, snap. And Naomi's saying that too. But Sandra said it's by the family and recently by a colleague. But do you know what I think about that being sometimes when you call being too sensitive? I think it's a consequence of having a lot of emotional intelligence. You're aware of everything, you're hypervigilant of everything. It's emotional intelligence potentially as well. What do people think of that one? What that comment that I've just made? Sandra's asking if the puppy's been taken to a nice family and is it being taken care of? Yeah, I've been called too sensitive, or you're sensitive, you. Basically, and some people can see that as a negative thing. I think it shows that you've got emotions. Depends how deep you go with that. I'm not saying you break down in tears or anything like that, but you could be sensitive to things, sensitive to energies. Therefore, that could relate to you having empathy, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, I've got a bald head, Cameron. Have I ever been married? No. I've got a partner. I've been with her for 9 years, but I've never been married. Sandra's saying, I believe some people don't have the capacity to hold your emotions. So they just call you too sensitive. Yeah, wow, good point. I'm going to read that again. I believe some people don't have the capacity to hold your emotions. They don't know what to do with them. So they just end up calling you too sensitive instead. Yeah. They don't know what to do with it, so they just call you too sensitive. What's wrong with you having emotions? Depends how you deal with those emotions as well. Naomi's saying they do not share pictures or videos. They won't let me visit. I'm hoping that I can learn something today to help me cope. Well, I'll try. I'll do my best I can for you, Naomi, with what I'm talking about today. I'm not promising anything. I'm not perfect myself, but I'll try. Sandra's saying it's like a sort of cop-out, shifting it against you in a way. Yeah. Yeah, you're making a really good point. Sandra's saying, or your sensitivity triggers them, something inside of them, so they don't know what to do with it. They feel horrible about it, so they just brush it off. They want to block it, and they say, you're being too sensitive. Get on with it. Don't be so soft. That kind of thing. But then you're not really working on those emotions, are you? You're just burying them, basically. Potentially, let's say. So I'm going to move on. So let's talk about what a super sensitive is. A super sensitive. What is a super empath? And then I'm going to just type this in now. What is a super empath? Do you guys even believe that of this term as well? Some people might not even believe in it. What is a super empath? I'm going to talk about those things. And why it's important in life to protect yourself from narcissistic people, potentially. Naomi saying, my soul hurts. I'm trying to bury. Yes, I cannot deal with the mistake I made. You're beating yourself up here, Naomi. Big time. You don't know what a super empath is, but maybe it will help. So it looks like you're beating yourself up quite a lot there, Naomi, about the puppy. Is the puppy gone to a good home? Are you a good dog owner? Ask yourself that question. Do you look after your dog? Are you a good dog owner? Sandra's saying it's an emphatic person that chose to protect themselves, stand up for themselves, and set boundaries with takers, with piss takers, potentially, with narcissistic people. It's someone who has genuine empathy, who's a sensitive person, who picks up on energies, but they've worked on themselves to protect themselves. So they've developed defense mechanisms, let's say. They're still deep, they still feel a lot. I'll go into that in a moment. So let me just say, one moment, let me carry on. I'm losing the train of thought a little bit, but I'm going to keep going. A super empath, referring to my notes as well, of course, to be open and honest, a super empath feels emotions deeply. Yeah? But unlike most empaths, they don't get lost in other people's energy. They feel things, but they don't get sucked in too far. They stand firm and sometimes even flip the script on narcissists, on narcissistic people, on toxic people, let's say. That's why narcissistic people secretly fear them. They fear them because they stand up for themselves. Let me go back to the notes and I'll keep speaking. One moment, I'm just reading your comments. So I'm sorry that you hate yourself, Naomi. I'm sorry. I've been there. Trust me. I hate myself sometimes as well, and I'm sure others do too. You cry a lot as well. I have the dad and 6 brothers and sisters every day. These are the dogs that you're on about. I see his brothers and sisters and I think of him. You think of the one that's gone. You think of the one that's gone. But if that dog's gone to a good home with loving people, that dog's going to be happy. That dog's going to be happy. And usually with regards to dogs, Naomi, I'm not an expert on dogs, but they usually don't stay in that family unit. It's not like mum, dad and 6 babies, 6 puppies that stay together forever. It doesn't work like that, does it? Even in the wild, I think the dogs go off and do their own thing. They become independent eventually, like humans do. So I wouldn't feel bad. It's up to you if you want to feel bad, and that's okay. That shows that you care. It shows that you're a caring person, which is a really positive thing, by the way. It shows you've got emotions, which means you're human. It's not a bad thing. But just because the puppy's gone, you've sold the puppy. As long as you've sold it to good people, that dog's going to have a good life. That's my thoughts on that. I don't know the full story, of course. I can only see what you're saying. Sanders agreeing with me. I'm the mum. Sorry, that now he said. Evening, Angel 1111. Oh, Angel number as well. Angel 11. Angel 1111, isn't it? Sorry. Angel number as well. Love that Angel 1111. I believe in all of that as well, by the way, with the angel numbers. Evening, just found this now. Good to have you with us, by the way. Sanders saying hello to Angel. Naomi saying the people I gave the dog to are mean. How do you know they're mean to me? Right, okay. Why are they mean to you? Cameron's saying, hey, bro, I saw one of your videos saying battery. I don't know what you mean. Cameron, I don't know what you mean by that. Sanders saying, why did you give him the dog? Then look at my page and you'll see. Okay. Angel 1111. I've experienced what you just have said at work. You just started a new job and you were spot on. Right. Can you elaborate a little bit more, Angel, please? If you don't mind, of course, no pressure. Naomi's still beating herself up because she's made a mistake. You don't make mistakes. The mistakes make you, Naomi. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Anyway, I'm going to carry on. So has anyone ever told you that you feel too much or care too deeply? Drop a comment below. I'm just typing another question in. I'll be one moment. I'll be doing the best I can with this live. I'm just typing in, one moment. So has anyone ever told you that you feel too much or care too deeply? Excuse me, sorry, it's taking me a while to write it. I've run out of words here. Question mark, there we go. Done. Excuse that, it's not a fully formed sentence there. Has anyone, I can only write so many characters in that, by the way, that's why it's not a completed sentence. Has everyone ever told you that you care too much or feel too deeply? Has everyone ever said that to you, is the question. Sorry, it's not all written there. I'm just going back to the comments. It's wise to process these emotions and try and move on from it. Yes, Sandra. It's easy said than done sometimes, but learn from them, learn from the experience. Shouldn't dwell on things for too long. Again, it's easier said than done, as I always say. Naomi's saying, I feel a lot, but this hurts me more than anything in my whole life. Dawn, hi Dawn. Good to have you with us, by the way. I hope you're okay. This is just a random one. It's Bank Holiday Monday, isn't it? So I've been off today. So I just decided to do another live, basically, talking about super empaths. Now we're saying, I care too much, make it stop. The only person that can make it stop is you, Naomi. It's good to talk about these things. The only person that can stop it is yourself. Easier said than done, though, I know. Sandra saying hello to Dawn. Angel1111. I love the name, by the way, Angel. I love the username, by the way. Where I work, we have different cultures. So rather than adapt, I'm staying true to myself. This has been challenging at times. Where do you work, Angel? Is a question. And there's a lot of different cultures where lots of different people from different cultures where I work as well. Now we're saying, I can't watch any of their baby videos. I can't watch any of the things we did when they were puppies. The thought of having one gone has engulfed my brain. How long ago was this, Naomi? How long ago did this happen? Angel says yes. Don is asking Sandra what's been happening. Sandra is then speaking to Angel, saying, I'm doing the same in my workplace. Staying true to yourself can be a good thing. It can also be a lonely place. Yeah, it can be a lonely place. It's not always easy. Wow, Dawn's been listening to Jefferson Fisher. Is it Jefferson Fisher? I always forget names sometimes. All day at work. Thanks for that. Dawn saying, I'm good, Brad. Thank you. I hope you're well. I'm good, thanks. I'm a little bit tired. I've been out in the sun all day. I've been out in the sun today, which has been lovely. Not a first world problem, this. I'm just a bit tired, that's all, but I'm good. I've had a nice day off. This is positive. You've been at work today then, Dawn, is a question. It sounds like you have. Jefferson Fisher's really good as well. He speaks really well. Very smart guy. I think he's a lawyer, isn't he, as well? I just finished his book, actually, not long ago. Is it the last conversation, isn't it? If I remember correctly. Kind of saying, Dawn, we're just starting the chats, really. Naomi sold one of her puppies and she's feeling emotional. Brad was also talking about being a super empath. Sandra's then saying, I'm glad that you enjoyed Jefferson. So it was 2 years ago that you sold. Was it just one puppy that you sold, Naomi? Was it just one puppy that you sold? It's not nice, though. I get what you're saying. Not nice. Don't say, oh, I'd be devastated too. That's not caring too much. That's a responsible owner. Yeah, it's showing empathy, isn't it? Which is what we're talking about just now, really, to an extent. I trust she's found them great humans. This October. 1 second. You sold the puppy 2 years ago. Yes, this October. What do you mean by this October? I'm not understanding. Sandra's saying you've been upset for 2 years. Angel's saying, I can't say, but it's a new start for me. New beginnings can be difficult sometimes, Angel. I've learned a lot through my life and adapted to please others. Yeah, the disease to please. Yep, done it, Angel, trust me. But you're too old for it now to change. I'm kind, respectful, and you care. That's a very good way to be. We need more people like that, Angel. Naomi's saying that I feel so sad every day. Naomi, I don't know your full story. Again, I am not a psychologist and I am not a medical professional. I'm not a doctor or anything like that. I've only got my own perspectives and I've only got so much information in front of me right now. So I don't know full ins and outs. If you've been upset with having a dog gone for 2 years and you're really, really sad and you don't know what to do and the sadness is continuing, I don't know if you need some other help, you know, maybe a professional, speak to a professional, look into it a bit more deeply as to why you feel that way for so long. That's my thoughts on that. I personally can't help you in that deeply with regards to something like that. I don't think I can anyway, if I'm being honest. But if you're feeling so bad over something from 2 years ago and it's still intense, it's still bad and it's never ending, it's not a good way to be, is it? It's not a good way to live. You need to move on, obviously, but you might need some support with that. And it's finding that support, professional help, basically. And there's no shame in that. There's nothing bad in that. That is something sometimes we all need help. Sometimes we all need support. Sometimes. Don't say moving on anyway. But I hope you're all right, Naomi. I do care. You know, I do care. I'm sorry that you're sad every day. Dawn saying, yeah, I was working, but only 2 days, so I don't mind. Yeah, it's a bit better, innit? 2 12-hour days, I'm assuming. Naomi saying yes, yes. Only sold one. I could not sell anymore. And that's the worst experience of your life. Yeah. So I'm saying, Dawn, amazing. Lucky you. What were we doing for you, on your leave? Mine is coming up in 2 weeks and I can't wait. It's good to get time off, innit? Now we're saying it's 2 years ago since she sold the puppy. Sandra's saying it will be 2 years this October. She's saying, okay, I get it. I'm just catching up with the comments, guys. Darko, good to have you with us. Your eyes, wow. I've got a ring. It's a ring light. Look, can you see the light in the background? That's my green eyes, obviously. And that light is lighting up my face, and it's a ring light. It basically just makes the picture look better. Let's be honest. That's why the eyes are pinging like they are. It's the reflection of the ring light, as you can see. That's why they are that way. It's highlighted by the light, of course. Sandra's saying hi to Darko. Good to have you with us, by the way, Darko. Naomi's saying, I have, but it's been so hard. I'm not looking for anything, just venting and talking. That's fine, Naomi. Absolutely fine. A problem shared is a problem halved, as they say. And there's nothing wrong with venting, and there's nothing wrong with communicating how you feel. That's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Emily, hi Emily. Thank you for saying that. So sorry, I was just reading your name. All I could see was the name that was on there. So hello, Emily, should I say? And Naomi saying thank you for letting me share. No problem, Naomi. No worries. It's okay. And Emily's saying dogs are so wonderful. Yeah, they're amazing, aren't they? I used to have a dog. I loved him to bits. I used to live with my mum and dad a good few years ago. I used to live with my mum and dad, and then I used to have a Jack Russell. His name was Wilson. And I moved to my own apartment, and I couldn't take him with me. I took him with me, but I couldn't because of the rules for the apartment. And then a few years later, my mum and dad gave the dog away because it wasn't a good fit for them. Let's say the dog wasn't a good fit for them, and they went on holiday and they gave it to somebody to look after. And Wilson, the Jack Russell, was really happy with that new owner. And my mum and dad did the right thing. They gave the dog away, but I was so upset. I felt a very strong connection to that dog. So I do get the love that you can have with an animal. Basically, it's a strong connect. It's a different type of. It's weird. It's like it's a member of your family, basically, isn't it? A dog. So I do get the emotional connection. I was really upset, honestly. The dog hadn't even died. It had been given away to somebody else. I'm happy for Wilson. I'm happy for him. He's still alive now. He's with someone who spends a lot more time with him than my mum and dad with, if I'm honest. And they did the right thing giving the dog away. I wanted to take him myself because they would have allowed me to do that because I used to walk him all the time, a strong connection with him. But I was very upset when he left. Even though he's gone to a good home, I was still upset. And even now, I've got pictures of him and I don't even want to look at the pictures sometimes because it just makes me sad, makes me feel sad. That's me being selfish though, isn't it, I suppose? Anyway, that's my story on dogs. But I agree, Emily, they're wonderful. They're amazing, amazing, amazing animals. Anyway, Angel's saying, I would advise the lady goes and visits the home the puppy went to. Good one, Angel. When she sees the puppy's happy, then she could hopefully move on. Do you know what? That's a really good point, Angel. That's a good bit of advice, that actually. Thank you for sharing that, Angel. Sanders then saying, Naomi, venting is a good thing to do, but if you're constantly sad and upset, it's definitely worth looking into some help. Maybe, yeah, maybe. It's up to the individual, of course. But that makes sense, what Sanders saying. We all have our own personal choices, of course. Sanders saying, Emily, yeah, dogs are the best. Dawn saying, I'm not a professional, but maybe it's a sign you don't have enough good human connections. However, I still cry over a dog I grew up with over 20 years ago. God, you're saying what I've just said in a way there, Dawn. When I think about how he was treated by my family, was he not treated well by his family then, Dawn? I'm guessing. Oh, sorry, I forgot that. Thanks, Sanders. He said the owners are mean to the dog. Emily was saying I was admiring. I don't know what you mean by I was admiring. Sorry, Emily. I might have lost my trace of thought with regards to the chat there. All right, my eyes. All right. I thought you said they were just weird because they've got the ring light in. Thank you, by the way. Dawn saying I have green eyes too. I thought yours were blue. No, they're not blue. They're green. Honestly, they might not look green from here, but they're definitely green. The same eyes as my mum, basically. Angel saying then report them if they're abusing the animal. Some people shouldn't have dogs. Some people shouldn't even have some people shouldn't have children. Some people shouldn't have dogs either. Some people are just horrible. They can't even look after themselves, never mind an animal. And some dogs get the butt end of that, don't they? Sometimes it's sad, unfortunately. State of the world, let's say, sometimes. Sandra's saying, oh, Dawn, I'm sorry to hear this. Dogs are angels and we don't deserve them. No, we don't. Well, sometimes people do, but a lot don't. Sanders said, Dawn, I always thought they were blue too. Mock my eyes. No, they're definitely green, honestly. Emily's saying, I still don't cry over any dogs, but man, I love those creatures. And Sanders asking if Emily has a dog. Sanders saying, oh, Brad, I'm so sorry. It's all right. Don't worry about me. I'm good. Scottish Morale Laddie. Good to have you with us, by the way, Scottish Morale Laddie. You're saying that I know I care too much about things mostly. Sandra's giving a hug to everyone. That's lovely. Naomi saying he's missing out on a wonderful life with his family, playing with his brothers and sisters every day. I made a huge mistake. I hate living in my brain. Yes, we can really tear ourselves apart, can't we, internally? No one can put you down more than you put yourself down, basically, is what I'm getting from that. Because trust me, I know, because guess what? I do it. I still do it now sometimes. I put myself down big time about mistakes I've made. And guess what? It's human. You're going to make mistakes. You're not going to get everything perfect. Give you such easier said than done, Naomi. Try to give yourself a hug. Think of a few things that you've done really well in life. Think about things you've done well. What do you appreciate about yourself? Even if it's little things. What things have you done well? I bet you have been a very good dog owner. By the sounds of it, I bet you've been a brilliant dog owner. The dogs that you have living with you now, or that have lived with you, I'm assuming they were very lucky to have you as their owner, basically. Don't say they look blue on camera. Sorry, I'm just looking at them closely like a saddle, but they're green. Yeah, fair enough, they look blue. I get it. Sandra saying hello to Scottish Morale Laddie. Naomi saying, I can't look at the pictures I have either. I wish I could take those pictures in my brain out of my brain, because when I think of them, I get sad. If I could remove them from my brain, I would be happy. I think when you're ready, Naomi, a bit of deeper work would help. Reading would help. If you're ready for that, if you're open to that, that might help you. All this work is internal, though. You've got to do it yourself. A lot of the work, even if, let's even say you go to a psychologist, you do most of the work. They just guide you. They just point you in the right direction. If you read a book or whatever, we all do this work. We have to do this work ourselves. Is it easy? No. The hard road will take you home, though, mate. The hard road will take you home. But you've got to be ready for it. You've got to be, it's a timing, I suppose. And personal choice as well. Sandra's saying, Naomi, maybe he's happy in his family. I can understand why you think this, though, because you have the whole family besides him. Apart from him, yeah. Like he's the only one that's on his own. Naomi's saying, I'm single and no kids. Do your babies. I get it. They're like family. Absolutely. It's like you're giving one of your babies away. You're very closely emotionally attached to them, which I understand. Sandra's saying she was, sorry, I was catching up with the messages here. She was admiring your eyes, I think, Brad. Oh, thanks. Just don't understand Naomi's pain. They won't let you visit. They'll not send you pictures. They told me they will no longer be in contact with me because I wanted to try and buy the dog back. You offered them $20,000. That's, wow, that's a lot of money. It's okay, Naomi. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Don't worry. Hi, Jane. Good to have you with us. I hope you're okay, Jane. I'm just going through the comments at the moment. The topic's about super empaths, but I am going through all the comments as well, so I'll go back to that in a minute. I'm just going with the flow as well a little bit. It's a lot. I agree with Sandra. It's a lot of money that you've offered. They probably really want the dog by the sounds of it. They might love the dog as well. A lot of people do love dogs, don't they? Especially they treat them like, if they treat them like family, like we've already said. Sandra's saying hello to Jane. Jane says hi back to Sandra. Sandra's asking how Jane is. Going through the comments as obviously, just over-explaining myself here. You're saying, I'm fine, thank you. How are you? I'm good, thanks, Jane, by the way. Dawn saying hello to Jane as well. It was nice, yes, and it's nice to have Monday off because of bank holiday. I agree. So Jane's saying, so sorry, the sentence is not all there because it only let me put so many characters. I'm going back to the topic. So what is this? What does super empath mean? I'm going to go into details on that now in a moment. Jane saying I have been a care too much by my mother for your mother. I'm assuming you've been told that you care too much. You care too deeply. What's wrong with you? Why are you caring too much? What's wrong with you? Why are you caring too deeply? That's just been showing empathy. Oh, you're too sensitive. That could be, from my opinion, being too sensitive, caring too deeply. It could just be a consequence of having high emotional intelligence, couldn't it? Having high emotional intelligence. And sometimes your strengths can be weaknesses as well. Sometimes. Dawn saying that my understanding of a super empath is someone who has come through hard times, yes. With toxic people, yes, I'm going to get into that in a moment as well, and risen above it and above being affected by those types, absolutely yes. It's an empath that's been burnt. Usually, they've walked the hard road. They've been taken advantage of. They've maybe taken for a muppet, no matter which way you want to say it. It sounds harsh, that, sorry, because I've been taken for a muppet, trust me. That's what I used to say to myself anyway. You've been taken advantage of. You feel like you're an idiot. They've run circles around you, basically, and you weren't aware at the time. You didn't know. You weren't aware. You've ignored the red flags, etc., which happens easily to a lot of people. They con a lot of people. These kind of people, of course, narcissists. And then you learn, though, through the suffering. You learn. You go, I've seen this shit before, and you educate yourself, and then you prepare yourself. But you carry on being kind, though. You don't lose your kindness, because what can happen to some people potentially? Imagine you've got a really nice, kind person, and they get burnt. What could potentially happen is that nice, kind person thinks, actually, I'm not going to be kind anymore. I'm just going to be an arsehole because that's the way to win. That could happen as well, which is really sad, because then you've lost humanity potentially. But a super empath is someone who said, I'm keeping my kindness, I'm keeping all those things because they're positive traits, and that's who I am as a person. I'm not letting go of those things, but I'm also going to protect myself at the same time. I'm also going to do what I need to do, basically. I'm going to go back to the comments. I'm going back to the comments. My understanding, yeah, you've already said that, sorry. Don't be sorry, it's busy in here. I missed loads. No, don't be sorry. And Sandra's saying, yes, empaths have had enough and decided to grow stronger and set boundaries and work on themselves. Absolutely. Like your mum, Jane said that your mum used to call me the one who cares too much, feels too much. She doesn't want you to express your emotions. Naomi saying, oh yeah, I trusted the universe but was ignoring who I am and now how I will be affected. I'm going to carry on. One moment. So the signs, we're moving on. Moving on to the signs. I'm doing my best here, guys. Sorry, my energy's not as it usually is. But I'll do my best. So number one question, these are the questions. Let's see if you're a super empath or not. You might already know you are. So do you ever feel drained being around negative people? Do you ever feel drained being around negative people? So do you ever feel drained being around negative people? I'll go to the comments in a moment. I can tell, I can usually feel people's energy. I know if somebody's angry. I can feel, sometimes I've been sat having a meal as well, and there's a group of people and they're talking, yabbering on, blah, blah, blah. They're a bit obnoxious, they're a bit rude, they're a bit unruly, they're a bit uncultured. And then, let's say there's 4 of them at a table, and then they leave. And the energy just shifts straight away. Have you ever noticed that? It's like, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like, they've gone. Thank God for that. Or have you ever noticed when someone's really angry, I can know when someone's really angry as well. When they're really angry, they walk in a room, they haven't said a word. I can tell they're angry. I can tell when someone's pissed off. And the micro gestures that you can see, facial expressions with the micro gestures, the energy that people emit. I can pick up on those things personally very well, especially when I'm paying attention, when I'm present. And I can also feel good vibes off people as well. It's just a vibes thing, you know. It's an energy. Energy doesn't lie, man. Do you feel drained by it? Negative people is the question. Yes, if people are really negative, really down, it burns me out. It's hard to block that. I suppose if you're really evolved, maybe you can block that. But I think you can be around those people for so long without it affecting you personally. Let's go to the comments. Jane's saying, how do I set boundaries now I'm out of that crap? How do you set the boundaries? Depends on the situation. So you're out of that crap. Do you need to speak to that person anymore? You've got children with that person, I'm assuming. You were with him for 25 years. Do you still have to be in contact with him is a question. Change that a little bit, camera. You still have to be in contact with him. Sandra's saying that she feels drained around people, never mind negative ones. They suck the life out of me if I'm not careful. Naomi's saying, this is why I live with dogs. A lot of people agree with that. They don't want to be around people. They find animals a lot more caring and nice. They don't want to be around people because, yeah, there's negative people out there. There's good people out there as well, by the way, Naomi, but it's hard to find them sometimes. Feels like there's a lot of lost negative people sometimes that have got bad intentions as well. It's hard to be around a lot of people, from my perspective anyway. Not all of them are bad though. A lot of good people out there as well. But a lot of people do just prefer animals because of these things. So Jay's saying, and yes, for me, definitely. You get drained by negative people, you're saying. And Naomi loves a dog family. Good for you. You're looking after them then. That's something you should feel good about, Naomi. You're looking after those dogs. They're lucky to have you. You're a really good dog owner. You actually genuinely care. You treat them like family. They're very, 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 very lucky dogs. Dawn saying, I remember at a toxic workplace, someone who was a complete novice and idiot was shooting pigeons but not killing them. That's bloody evil, man. And I took a few babies home to raise and let go and then completely lost it. That's awful. Shoot. If it's your job to do it, I get it, but I wouldn't. You've got to do the humane thing, haven't you? You've got to shoot pigeons if that's your job. You don't just shoot them and then let them, like, leave them in pain. That's evil. Dawn's then saying, at my boss and told him he needs a professional in, and I was told I won't have my stock ruined to save your feelings. Sounds like an insensitive bastard by the sounds of it. Awful, Dawn, Sandra's saying. Jane's saying, I go quiet when I'm angry, which is not very often. I go quiet as well. Do you know what I do when I'm angry? What do I do? Especially in my workplace. One, I can't hit anybody. I know that's frowned upon, but I feel like hitting people sometimes. Of course I do. Get angry. And then if I can't say anything, so I can't verbalise it, I usually verbalise it if I'm out and about, but if I'm at work, I can't verbalise it. And then that emotion's got to go somewhere. So I start to cry because I'm angry. I angry cry very rarely, but when I'm angry and I don't know that emotion's got nowhere to go, I'll start to cry and people think, oh, you're sensitive in that. I think actually I'm just stopping myself from doing something horrible. I'm stopping myself from actually hitting someone. I'm stopping myself from saying something so harsh. I've got a really sharp tongue as well. If I let it go, but I hold on to it and then I start crying. People think I'm like soft or whatever, but to me, that's my strength. I'm stopping myself from doing something horrendous. Change the subject a bit there though. Anyway, don't say that horrible people sounding. Yeah, sound horrible. Jane's saying, no, they're older. The children are older, I think, Jane. Sandra's saying, they definitely sound it, Dawn. I work at a toxic place and need to get out. Sandra needs to get out of the workplace. Sorry to hear that. Dawn's then saying, yeah, dude, just leave. It's not worth your sanity, your health. Yeah, it's getting that move when you're ready. You've got to find the right step. Sometimes you've got to wait, though, haven't you, till you get that new step. So you just got to damage limitation while you're there. Sandra's then saying, no, I completely agree. I've already temporarily, I can't even say that word. Sandra's moved on a temporary basis to a different, more civil department. Dawn's then saying, I relate to that, Brad, but I also perceive anger when I'm not there and ask people if I've done something wrong. You ask people if you've done something wrong. That's very, that's very kind of you to do that. Stacey saying Ireland. She's like, hi, Stacey. Good to have you with us, by the way. I anger cry too. Yep. Naomi saying that I have bad thoughts. I hate these people. I plan revenge for years now and hope by then I'm over it. Yeah, I hope you move on, Naomi, from that. Hate is a heavy burden to carry, isn't it? Jane saying they're all in their early 20s. So, Jane, you're not around that guy anymore, are you? That's setting boundaries by not being around him, I suppose. It depends on the situation with regards to the boundaries. I'm going back to your comment before. Sam saying hello to Stacey. Naomi saying the future looks bright. Yeah, it does, Naomi. You're right. You can create that. You can create that in your mind. Thanks, Stacey. Temporarily. Yeah, thanks. I've said it wrong again. But thanks for trying to help me, Stacey. Happy to meet you. Happy to meet you too, Stacey. I hate. Naomi said, yeah. Hate can consume you. It's okay. It's okay to hate sometimes. It's a feeling, isn't it? It's all right. It's all right to get angry. But you don't want to hold on to it for too long. It will consume you potentially. You don't want it to consume you. Moving away from it, isn't it? Easy said than done sometimes. Jane saying, no way. So you're not in contact with that person anymore. Therefore, that's boundaries in itself. You've set a boundary for yourself there. You're going, no way am I ever going to see or speak to that person ever again. That's a great boundary. And if you don't have to, because the kids are older, that's a job done. That's job done. And then I suppose it's boundaries going forwards with regards to other people, isn't it? It depends on the situation. Is it work? Is it a friendship? Is it a potential partner or whatever it is? And then you set them boundaries that you need to. I always give 3 strikes as well. 3 strikes. So if you catch me first time, you're going to catch me out first time. If you're rude to me first time, I'm not going to expect it. If someone's randomly rude to me, I don't expect it. You're going to get me. Every time you're going to get me. And I usually think, I'm not going to say anything. They could be having a bad day. It could be a one moment. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. But it's a strike. They've got me there. They've been rude to me. They've hijacked me there. Thinking, good on you. That's for you. Then, if it happens again, I think, okay, now I'm paying attention. There's a pattern. I've seen a pattern. They've done this twice now. This isn't by mistake. This is intentionally. And then guess what? I'm ready for number 3. I'm ready for number 3. And number 3 never happens for me because my energy shifts. I shift my energy and I have a response in my head then. So if I say, if someone's really rude to you first time and I respond straight away, I could say something really bad. So I hold my tongue. So I've got a sharp tongue. I don't want to be horrible either. I try to hold that tongue in, you know what I mean? It can be deadly. And then the third time I've got response. When I've got the response in my head, with regards to boundaries, thinking this person's taking the piss, they've been rude to me twice now. Third time I'm waiting. And guess what? Every single time that I am ready, the third time never happens because my energy's shifted. My energy's shifted. I'm waiting. And I've got a really good response in my head, a well thought out response, not an emotionally charged response, a very well thought out response. That's my way of dealing with boundaries. But it specifically depends on the situation and the environment that you're in. That's my little 2p's worth on boundaries, by the way. People deal with them things differently, of course. Sandra's saying that Naomi seems like she's such a sweetheart. Yeah, you do. You seem like a very caring, nice, lovely person, by the way. I agree, Sandra. Stacey saying, your heritage is Irish and there's a craving to hear the dialects. Sorry, I'm not Irish, of course. I get why. It's a nice accent, is the Irish accent. Mine's not as nice as that, I'm afraid. Stacey saying it rots the mind. Anger does rot the mind. Hi, Glassy. Good to have you with us, Glassy. Good to have you with us. Thanks for joining. Joined about late, doesn't matter if you're late. Good to have you with us. Thanks for the video suggestion. I'm not going to go into it now. I need to look into that. It's a good idea. So thank you, Glassy, for content. I'm going to look into that. But I'm not doing that right now. So I've got this to deal with, of course. This content to deal with as best I can. Stacey saying, healthy people love fences, healthy people love boundaries. I'm assuming. Jane said he hasn't contacted you since. Good, Jane. He's not contacted you since. He'll be moving on to the next energy source. Feel sorry for whoever he's with now. Feel sorry for him. Because they might not know what they're in for. If he's with someone else, I don't know. I'm guessing he might not be, but Scottish Morale Lad is saying, personal, if the negative person isn't talking or doing anything to me, like fighting or shouting, then I'm mostly not bothered. Yeah, I get it. If they're not taking it out on you, you can just get on with it, basically. You're probably not going to be around them for too long anyway, if you can help it. Santa's saying, the Lassie's not late. No, you're not late. You're here. That's all good. Stacey saying, nice people in the chat. Thank you, Stacey. Yes, that's the whole intention. The community here is it's all about positivity. It's all about personal growth. It's all about understanding, etc., etc. Zero tolerance for trolls and that kind of thing. You can learn from the trolls, by the way. But there's some really sick ones, really, really, really vile ones. And they're just taken out straight away. No time for that. They're coming from a bad place as well. So Naomi's saying, I might have more puppies. I have 11 dogs. That's a lot of dogs, Naomi. But maybe more in the future since I'm so heartbroken for selling Mr. Yellow. Appreciate what you have. If that makes you feel better, Naomi. You have a lot of dogs. I know it doesn't take away from the one that you miss. I'm not trying to undermine your feelings there. Scottish, I'm a scooter too, LOL. I'm not Scottish. I'm not personally Scottish. I think that, Dawn is Scottish, but I'm not Scottish. I've got a Scottish family, but I've never met them. I've lived in England all my life, so I'm English, of course. I've got a Scottish family, but I don't know them. I don't know them. My granddad was Scottish. He was from Perth. But he left there a long, long time ago, and I don't know, and he passed away a while ago as well, so I don't really know them. Santa's saying that we're a lovely community. Join us. Stacey's happy that she's found us. Oh, that's cool. Mr. Yellow is a cute name. I agree. Sander. My Scottish family says when hay go mad, they go red, ready. So is the Scottish, haha. I can't do a Scottish accent either. By the way, just saying. So Naomi says she has red, pink, blue, green, and butterfly and Brooklyn. Nice names. Jane saying I love the Scottish accent. Yes, I agree. It's nice. There's different accents from different places, though. Of course, like everywhere, with regards to Scottish. Craig and clan showing colours. Hurrah! Stacey says. Sandra loves the names of the dogs. Then we're saying that a dog surf. That's different. Craig, rather, Stacey's saying. Ha ha ha, so cute. I can imagine them surfing. What's happening in Scotland with the morale? The morale of the people, are you saying, Stacey? Naomi says hi to Stacey. Jane saying, I know about sick trolls. I've got a story about a troll. I've actually met a troll in real life. And that sounds really mad. I just realised it. I've met one in real life. I'm going off topic here, aren't I? Big time. I used to work in a young adults home, learning disabilities, but this person had muscle dystrophy. He had muscle dystrophy. He didn't have a learning disability. His mind was very strong. He had muscle dystrophy. So basically, he was bed bound. He was in a wheelchair. He could move his arms and stuff and his legs a little bit, but he couldn't stand up. He was meant to be he was 25 years old. He was meant to die when he was 21. This sounds very harsh. He didn't have a good life. He had a shit life. His mum had a learning disability. His mum was completely emotionally numb. Didn't want anything to do with him. She didn't have the abilities to care. Let's say that's how far gone she was. He was looked after by his grandparents when he was young, but they passed away and he ended up in care. sad story. He's led in bed. He used to, he has to be bathed every morning, every evening. You know what I mean? And if you spoke to him, he was very quiet and polite, didn't say much. You thought, oh, he's a nice lad. However, one time we were at the home and the police knocked on the door, and it was an armed police knocked on the door. And what did we find out? He had rang a supermarket saying there was a bomb in the supermarket. Crazy, of course. And we're like, what? Bomb in the supermarket? So he rang up the supermarket, and the supermarket had to get everyone out of the building. So it was a bomb threat it was saying there's a bomb threat in the supermarket, which could be crazy, serious, funny. And then they saw him in bed just like that with a laptop in front of him. Like thinking, oh shit, Anyway, funny in a way, funny but not funny. Depends which way you look at it. And also, this is less funny, by the way. He was done for harassing a girl. He was done for harassing a girl online and ringing her up, like harassing her. And he was banned from going to certain places because of what he was doing. Therefore, my story of knowing a troll. But he was just some guy. He's a really quiet guy on a keyboard. That's what I envision with a troll, like some person who's really like, they've not got a great life. I'm trying to understand them a little bit. I know it's wrong. Of course it's wrong. And that's what I envision a lot of these trolls to be like. I'm not saying all trolls are the same shape and size and have the same circumstances, but I'm thinking, oh my God. So I used to look after this guy. I'm not going to mention the names, of course. And I hope he's still alive today. He wasn't a bad lad. And another story is, listen to this from Mad. I took him to, he went, oh, I want to go and see my mum. I drove him to go and see his mum for a meal. Thinking, okay. So I drove, she had a care home as well. So I got him in the car because he's in a wheelchair, drove to where the mum was, picked up the mum, and I'm sat there. I'm like, okay, guys, where do you want to go? They went, what do you mean? I said, where do you want to go? Where do you want to eat? They went, we don't know. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you don't even know where you want to go. It was such a weird, strange situation. So I had to choose a restaurant for them. He was compos mentis enough. He could think. He wasn't. I didn't have a learning disability. He had muscle dystrophy, of course. But I was thinking, God, you've not even planned anything. You're just expecting me to answer for you. So I took him for a meal at lovely Weatherspoons, the finest establishment in the world. It's okay though, I suppose. It's cheap. I didn't know what to do, and I was sat there with them. His mum, it was sad, really. She only came with him because she was getting a free meal out of him. He paid for the meal. She didn't even speak to him all the way through the meal. I was like awkward. I was awkward. I was trying to like get him to talk, mediating, and it was really strange. So that's that person about a troll. I knew a real life troll. I didn't just realise today. But he wasn't a completely bad person, but his alter ego was taken out as his alter ego was fucking hell, sorry. His alter ego was on this internet, wasn't it? Being deviant. Devil makes work for idle hands, as they say. So these trolls can be really, really brutal. I'm thinking to myself, you're just some keyboard warrior. You sat behind a keyboard being nasty. You know what you're going to do in real life? Not a lot. Not saying they should tolerate these things, but saying what kind of people these can be. He had a bad life, by the way. He had a shit life. I'm telling you now, he had a shit life. And a lot of time he's just in his bed on his own. He didn't really interact well. He didn't really speak much. We took him out every now and again, tried to get him speaking. How are you doing today? He wouldn't even speak much. But online, he was very talkative online. And these are the things that we just knew about. There were probably other things as well. So that's my story about I used to know a troll, by the way. I used to know a troll in real life, but I didn't realise he was a troll until after the fact. Well, especially when the armed police came at the door, because it's like a serious threat, isn't it? A bomb threat. Serious stuff. Crazy. Anyway, that's my little story there gone. I'm going back to the comments. Sorry, I just a little rant then. I only realised this today. Realised that I used to know a troll. This is about 8 years ago, by the way. Quite a long time ago. They're saying, what are you? What my voice is going a little bit here. I've got a little bit of sore throat. It's just kicked in. You sound Irish, but not English. Yeah, English. I'm from Lancashire, just 30 miles away from Manchester, basically. Shut up and tell me about the troll. I've just told you about the troll, Stacey. I'll go back to the comments. Glassy loves a story time. That's my troll story. Don't worry about taking me off topic, Jane. It's all good. It's fine. I don't mind whatever topic. Dawn's cooking. Good for you. What are you cooking, Dawn? Sandra saying. They're saying, oh, the cops, a B word, oh, no way. Sandra's laughing. This dude was a troll. Yeah, I think he was a troll. He was trolling people. He was doing it quite extremely, though. He was like, I suppose it's like a troll on steroids, really. He's going the extra mile, isn't he, really? If you're ringing up supermarkets saying there's a bomb in the supermarket, you need to get everyone out. That's another level, isn't it? That's beyond the troll, maybe, in my opinion. It was naughty, yes, Sander. Yeah, it was funny. It was funny, but it was wrong. Venison for tea, and I bet it's really good meat, that. Dog scrambled eggs with sausage for Carol and bacon and steak for me. Nice. Oh, yeah, you're on that meat-only diet. Stacey's saying, humbly, I think midgets have superpowers. Have you ever seen them throw punches? Full body No, I've never seen a midget fight, really. Yeah. It's a niche market, is that? Funny, though. Sounds like a nice dinner, Glass is saying. Got a Polish boyfriend, Dawn has, yes. Sander saying, yeah, fellow Eastern European. Stay saying, I never talk trash on midgets. I'm positive there are trolls and superpower humans. Yeah. Jane saying that sounds awful. Sander's saying that Stacey's funny. More troll stories. And that's the only troll story I have. You get them on here sometimes, though. I suppose they can be like a good training ground, though, to see if you want to set boundaries. But you want to do it basically. If you're not used to setting boundaries and you get a troll on here, you could set boundaries just by typing some things, couldn't you? It's a good practice. You can use them as a training tool. That might sound crazy to some people, but you can. And it's a lot easier to set boundaries with a troll that you don't know online compared to doing it in person. And it can help as a little step up. If you've never set boundaries in your life, you're not used to it, this would be a good way to do it. In my opinion. And you put it back on them. What's wrong? Are you okay? That's a good one. Are you okay? What's wrong? Why are you saying that? You might not get anywhere with these things, but it's a start. It's not saying you're like Pinky in the Brain. I remember that. It's a good cartoon, it's not. Should you come to drugs again? I wish. All the drugs have gone. I took them years ago. And I've never had a gun, so I'm sorry about that. It's not. Trace saying it's oh cool. Hello, Englishman. Hello. Call the police. Yeah, call the police. Just like what my story entailed. Guns and drugs. What more do you need in life? Guns and drugs. More of an American thing with the guns, though, isn't it? And you said so you've got your same script here. I'm moving body parts in the bags like a psychopath. You're saying that I'm not to be trusted. I'll take that as a joke. It's all good. Stacey's saying the movement in the bags are the rats eating the carcasses. Yes, one must eat. I'm going with a joke here. Who did you sell the C4 and detonators to again? Just wondering. It's not. I sold them to your mum. Bad joke. I'm human trafficking. I'm not a sex offender. No, that's horrible. Troll training wheels. There you go. It's a troll training time. It's troll training time. Welcome to troll training time. Featuring It's No. How shall we deal with this one? Interesting. They warm up a little bit as well. They start. Some of them go straight in. This one's like more of a. He warms up a little bit. He starts with something light, and then he goes into the darker stuff, the sick stuff. Water for ducks back with me, mate. I've got broad shoulders. I've dealt with so much worse in life than this. It's funny. Whatever. It's all good. Yeah, Pinky in the Brain, one of the one. I used to love that program. It was really good. What we're going to do today, Daybread. He's a real monster. Am I the real monster? It's no. How are you anyway? How's life? It's no. I'm giving you the opportunities to speak, to be nice. So let's see what you do. Which way are you going to go? It's no. It's your choice. Pinky in the Brain, it's a cartoon, Sander. From the 90s. Showing my age a bit there. I used to love it as a kid. It's a good. It was a good program. Well, it was at the time. Maybe if I watch it now, I might not be so impressed. But I was impressed with it when I was maybe 10 years old. Jane saying block them, LOL. Yeah, there's a point where you give them a chance, see what they do, and then you block them. Yeah. Right, no, it's no. One more chance. And then you're gone. It's a funny troll. Okay, then. We all have an addiction, yes. I'm going to crack on. I'm going to crack on with my actual content here. I've gone off track just a little bit. Has anyone ever spotted a manipulative person before anyone else does? You're only young, it's no. Yeah, I get it. You're only young. I'm not an evil man. I'm a nice man. You're only 12, only 14. Are you in the right place? It's no, is the question. Has anyone spotted a manipulative person before anyone else does? Is the question. I want to write it in. I wish this had let me type more, but it doesn't. Well, lets me put so many letters in. I'll go with that. It's not perfect, but it will do. There we go. So has anyone spotted a manipulative person before anyone else does? Have everyone gone, there's something not right about that person, there's something wrong, and everyone thinks, oh, he's a really nice guy, he's so nice, he's brilliant, he's so good. Oh, we love him, he's so funny as well. Oh, I should have heard the story he told the other day, and in the back you're just watching thinking, this guy's an absolute dick, this guy's not right, this guy's a problem, this person is a manipulator, this person is a sycophant, this person isn't wrong, and I can see it. And then no one else sees it. That kind of thing. It's no, you're going to go now. It's no, you're going. Get rid. No more on here. Why do you talk? No. You need to work on yourself, but you're probably not going to listen to me anyway, so see in a bit. No time for that shit. Sorry I swear a lot, sorry, but there we go. Yeah, it's manipulating, isn't it? Classic manipulation. They want to get you angry. They want to get you upset. They want you to buy. It just makes them feel good. They're so miserable, these people. Anyway, has anyone spotted a manipulative person before anyone else does? I'm cracking on with the theme. I'll go through the comments. Coffee's life juice, Stacey's saying. I agree. I'm addicted to coffee. I wouldn't have it this late though, personally. Won't be sleeping. I'm 14 is manipulating. Yeah, it is. I'm only a kid. Don't be so hard on me. I'm a kid. And then they carry on. Muppets. Goodbye. Sorry, I'm being harsh now. No time for it. That's where you can only be understanding to an extent. You can only be understanding to an extent. You give people the benefit of the doubt, but if you play silly games, you get silly prizes, don't you? There's people are like this in the world, and you're going to be working with these people sometimes. Classy saying, I would like to think so through gut feeling. Sometimes it's just a gut, something doesn't seem right, something's too good to be true. This person has a hidden agenda. Sometimes there's genuine, like, some people give you genuine compliments and they genuinely mean them, and they're not coming from a good place. They're coming from a place of love. They're coming from a place of respect. A loving, kind person wants to show you how powerful you are. They want to show you how powerful you are. A very manipulative, toxic person wants to show you how powerful they are. They want to show you how powerful they are. They don't want to show you how powerful you are. They don't want you to have any power. You know what I mean? They're coming from a different place. So a toxic person could give you a compliment, but it could be like, you've only known me 2 minutes or whatever, and you're telling me all these things. There's loads and loads of things saying how good about you are. And then that could make your alarm bell ring a little bit. It's thinking, this person doesn't know me. What do they want from me? Kind of thing. Are they trying to manipulate me? Depends where the person's coming from. Not all compliments are manipulative. No, they're not. No, they're not. But some are. It's knowing which one's which. Santa's saying, yeah, I see through that bullshit, Brad. Yep. Super empath. That's one of them traits, obviously. It took you 25 years, Jane. It's harder when you're in the relationship, though, and you're keeping it scared for the kids or whatever. That could be a reason. You ignore them, though. I've done it. I've ignored things. I've ignored red flags. I've been forgiving. I've been kind. I've tried to understand. It's hard, especially if you're emotionally attached to somebody. If you're not emotionally attached to someone, you've not even got to that point, and you see it first and you act on it first. It's a lot easier then. It's a lot easier because you're not emotionally attached. You've not got sucked in. They've not got the hooks in you. But if they've got the hooks in you and you've been lulled into a false insecurity and there's an emotional attachment there, then it's going to be a lot harder, isn't it? If it's your parents, it's going to be a lot harder, especially if you've had a certain way of being with them for so long. But if you don't know them and you've just met them, you've known them and you spot it straight, that's it. If you spot it straight away, you're like, nope, don't want to know. That kind of thing. It's like I say, when you meet someone, something just doesn't sit right. Something doesn't add up. There's contradictions there. Again, as well, I'm thinking as well, on the other hand of things, you've got to give, no one's perfect though. We're all flawed. We're all flawed, of course. No one's going to be perfect all the time. And sometimes, let's say someone does something a little bit wrong, a little bit bad, but the rest of them is really, really good. Then you've got to weigh it up, I suppose. It depends on the situation. Stacey saying, we're all sometimes born to mean parents, and mean looks like love to some. Yeah, wow. Very profound, that, Stacey. Because they think that they're just used to it. Standard saying he's gone. Stacey saying, God curses too. Yeah, no one's perfect. Dawn was saying, I was going to boot him, but I didn't trust my judgment. Oh, don't worry, Dawn. Doesn't matter who boots him. It's my fault. It's my fault, really. I'm the one that says give him a chance, aren't I? That's on me. On me. That's me saying those things. Sandra's agreeing. It's much harder when the feelings are involved. It is. It really is. Jane saying exactly, Sandra. Don't say it was funny, then it wasn't. No, it goes too far. It's good to be silly sometimes. It's good to have jokes. I don't mind some jokes sometimes. You're creating boundaries. Yep. Sandra's just been paid. Good for you. Enjoy. Stacey saying, if someone loves themselves, they can extend kindness. Exactly, Stacey. If you like yourself, you love yourself, it's going to come out in how you behave with people. It's going to come out naturally. I couldn't be mean to someone I don't know. I couldn't be mean to someone for no reason. I'd feel really bad. It's shitty. You've got to really be in a dark place to start being mean to people. It's spilling out, isn't it? If you really hate yourself, you're fucking miserable as hell, and you're just attacking people, it means you're in a really bad place. And some people do as well, though. They'll have a miserable life. We all have a choice, don't we? Some people, they won't be like that. Even though the life's really horrible, they'll still be kind. That's true strength. It depends what you want to decide. What you want to do. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Dawn saying, I removed some of his comments on Sunday, but then I thought I read it wrong. It's all right, Dawn. Thanks for doing it, by the way. I appreciate it. Thank you. Jane, Jane saying, I used to love paydays. Yeah, paydays are great. Santa saying, thanks for that. Thanks for doing that, Dawn. It's annoying. Yeah. Classic saying that you agree, 100%. What's Stacey saying? She's saying empathy and sympathy are mixed up a lot. Yes, they are. Sympathy is common, empathy is uncommon. Yeah, there's a difference between the two, of course. Sandra's saying, yes, Stacey agreed. Jane saying, I don't think I was emotionally attached towards the end. No, you probably got sick of all the lies and the bullshit, Jane. Got tired of it. Got used to it, I suppose. Stacey saying, Elon Schmuck constantly talks about empathy as a goal. And sympathy. He means sympathy. He's so annoying. Who is Elon Schmuck? Or Elon Musk? He's a very rich man. Doesn't mean he's a nice man, though, does it? Jane is saying, but I still want what's best for him. Yeah, you're a kind person there. You still want what's best for that person. But protect yourself, as you are doing. Sandra's saying, it's the hardest when you see it and others don't seem to. Yeah, you feel like you question yourself, don't you? You feel like you're crazy or you're a bad person. Yeah, I've been there. Sandra's saying it says a lot about you as a person. She's also laughing at the Elon Musk joke. Schmuck joke, should I say. Stacey saying, Sandra, some rooms are only full of narcissists. It's nuts. Yeah, they are. Oh, it's the worst, man. If you're imagining a room full of narcissists, oh shit. That's a challenge. And that's what happens. Glassy saying, I hate that, it's the worst. Glassy saying, I hate that, Sandra, it's the worst. Jane saying, thank you, Sandra. Sandra saying it can be a very lonely feeling. Absolutely. Stacey saying, truth says don't like to say gross words. Truth says don't like, what do you mean by that? Truth says don't like to say gross words, Stacey. What do you mean by that? The world doesn't value truth either, does it? A lot of the time. Scottish morale laddie is saying, I can never be mean to a person. I will feel guilty until I die. Yeah, I feel bad if I've been mean to someone, especially for no reason. I don't like doing it. I sometimes feel bad if I set boundaries with someone who's been challenging as well. I even like think, oh, have I been horrible? Second guess yourself as well. Especially if you're not used to putting boundaries in place. If you're new to it, it feels uncomfortable. It feels alien to you, potentially, because you're not used to doing it. And sometimes when do you know a boundary's working? One of the signs is that the person might be, imagine you're setting a boundary towards me and I start to get uncomfortable. I start to get annoyed. I become unhappy about the situation because potentially in that situation, I can't control you anymore. I can't control you anymore. You put a boundary in place and I'm upset. And that can feel bad for the person setting the boundary, can't it? But it means it's working. It means it's working, by the way. As uncomfortable as that will feel, potentially. Stacey saying, I accidentally whacked a chihuahua with my foot years ago. Right? I still get sick about it 15 years ago. Oh God, I do that. I look back at like when I was younger, I think, oh, what an absolute dick I was then. I think it honestly, and I think, oh, I make myself cringe. I do. So you're gonna laugh at it, I suppose. Move on from it. Glassy, especially when you're younger, you do stupid things when you're younger. Well, I did. Glassy say, me too. I have to tell my bad news at work, then it haunts me sometimes, and I can't help but feel guilty. Yeah. You feel guilty for saying no sometimes. People who have a goal to speak truth will get sick when they lie. Yeah, they will. They will. I think it's good to speak the truth. I'm paraphrasing Maggot from the other day. He said there's only. I forgot. He said. Oh, I forgot. He said the three things you can't avoid. You can't avoid the sun. So you can't speak properly, Brad. You can't avoid the sun. You can't avoid the moon, and you can't avoid the truth. I'm paraphrasing Maggot from the other day, from yesterday. I thought it was a nice little saying. I've never heard it before. Stacey saying people who have a goal to speak the truth. Oh yeah, I've already said that. The world can't handle the truth. LOL. Well, no, it can't. It's built on lies, isn't it? A lot of it. As a spiritual goal, like monks and saints, you can't handle the truth. What's that film from? I forgot. Stacey saying the dog stopped running. I did a warning kick. She stopped. I didn't do it on purpose. It was so bad. I can't get over it. So you did a warning kick and she stopped. All right. You didn't do it on purpose. Apocalypse Now. Yeah, you might be right. Might be Apocalypse Now. I'm going to move on, guys. One moment. So does any of you guys, right, next question, I'm going to read them out. Do you ever instantly pick up when someone's energy or mood changes? Can you tell when someone else's mood changes? Can you tell when someone's energy changes? Do you notice? I'll write it in one moment. What time are we on? There we go. Can you tell when someone's mood changes? If you're watching and you're not engaged in the chat, maybe put a 1. Answer with a 1 if you don't want to answer in depth. And just a quick one as well. Thank you for anyone that's subscribed. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. I'm going to only do lives now, by the way. I used to do edited videos, but I found them quite challenging, if I'm honest, because you've got to be quite short and sharp with your, and what's it called? Precise with what you're saying. And I just prefer this because it's just more natural. It's just genuine speaking, isn't it? I just prefer this kind of content. It was more natural. It is more natural, let's be honest. I'm just going through the comments. Can you tell when someone else's mood changes? Can you tell when someone's upset? Some people don't know, do they? Some people can't tell. I'm just going through the comments. Scottish Morale Laddie saying, I had a nightmare that my dog was a skinwalker and it put the middle finger to me, right? And I don't know why, but I was very angry at my dog when I woke up the morning. Right, so your dog said, oh, he did that to you. Sorry, I don't mean that. I'm just giving an example. God, that's different, that. I said, thanks for sharing that. She was angry at your dog in the morning for saying up yours to you. Sorry, I see the funny side of that. Scottish morale, laddie. It's saying, yeah, it was a sad time. She lived long though, 19 years. Like 19 years is old for a dog, I think, if that's what you're referring to. So I say, is that Phil with Tom Cruise? Stacey saying, tell me more, Scottish morale, laddie. Sandra saying, you can't handle the truth. Yeah, it might be Tom Cruise, you know. I could be wrong. I can't remember. Stacey saying yes. Dawn saying, feeling bad for setting boundaries. I think it's more of a trauma thing. Yeah, it is. Linked to trauma, linked to your past. So Jane saying, yes, definitely, definitely. Scottish morale saying, oh yeah, I was a detective in the movie and I was trying to figure out a murderer in that nightmare, and it was my dog as a skinwalker. Wow, that's a crime caper there, isn't it? Wow. Dreams are crazy though, aren't they? They're interesting though. There's deeper meanings to them, isn't there? But I think each person's interpretation is different to others. So you can look on online, can't you, like dream analysis or whatever website, and then they can tell you what each thing's meant to mean. However, to dissect that, to what's it called? To judge that, let's say, to say, look at it from another point of view. I'm not getting the words out right. I think each individual, you could dream about a dog, and you could dream about a dog, and I could dream about a dog, and it could be in a field. This is a really boring dream, just an example, but it's going to mean one thing to you and a different thing to me, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm saying she's been a people pleaser for too long. She's been walking on eggshells with her parents for so long, and it's been the good girl. Hell yes, I notice when someone's mood changes, yes. Hard being the good girl, good boy, whatever, all the time, and expected to be that, and put in that box all the time. You're having to walk on eggshells, so you're having to like pander to everyone else's turbulent up and down emotions, and still be good through it all. Expected to be good through it all. Be a good little girl, be a good little boy, do what you're bloody told. We're going to be assholes, but you better do what you're told. You can't get angry, you can't get upset. We're going to be assholes though, but it's not our fault. And you better keep being good throughout it all, or we'll be telling you off, for instance, kind of thing. They're saying the sun, the moon, and taxis. She's asking Sandra if she's born on the 2nd. Jane saying my mum was a bit of a narcissist. A lot of people here experience that, Jane. As hard as that is. Sandra saying, Dawn, yes, I agree. I struggle feeling good sometimes when I set a boundary. It's hard. I think it starts small though. Start small if you're beginning that kind of thing. And you'll get better at it through experience. Therefore, experience equals confidence. True confidence comes from experience, basically. Scottish morale lad is saying, it matters who it is, but I never really look angry that much. I just smile a lot when I'm angry, do you? That's how you deal with it. Class is saying, yes, I'm too sensitive to people's emotions. I have a lot of people training in my old job, and it's stuck with me. I tend to notice the smallest things and proceed to overthink it. Yes. Yes, with the overthinking. Stacey's on about the dream interpretations. Sounds lit, haha. She's saying. Stacey, I'm the youngest, she's saying. Sandra's saying that she's youngest. Hello there. Well, hello there. Bad joke. Oasis of the Arctic Monkeys. I would say Oasis. Stacey saying babies of family struggle with being able to make their own choices with the family dynamics. Yeah, the youngest, they struggle because they may be put at the bottom of the pecking order, for instance, with regards to influence and how they're treated potentially. Depends on the specific dynamic though, doesn't it, I suppose? Sandra's saying Arctic monkeys all the way. Okay, fair enough. Glassy's saying Arctic monkeys all the way. Fair enough. I like them both. Sandra's saying, yes, Stacey, plus emotional abuse I've been through. Dawn says, yes, I notice energy changes, often a survival instinct from having an unstable parent. Yeah, you're hypervigilant, hypersensitive. It's a strength, though. Not everyone has got this. They can't tell. They can't tell. Some people just don't know. They don't notice. You've got it. Well done, Sandra. Sorry. Stacey saying angels are real. Hope you know I will pray for you. I like to believe in that as well, Stacey. I think that's beautiful, by the way, with regards to the angels. Sandra's saying A Few Good Men. Yeah, I remember now. With Jack Nicholson as well. Early 90s. Yeah, you just said it. It's a good film. I've not seen that for over 20 years. God, at least you got the answer. Thanks. Sandra is a room mum, totally. Sandra saying thank you. That's such a lovely compliment. And yeah, I believe in angels too. That's beautiful. Jane saying, I notice the room vibe changes when I walk into a party with family or get together. Do you notice the room? All right, okay. But I bet that can be awkward, Jane, potentially. Dawn saying my dog looks like a skinwalker when he's wet. Cute as a button otherwise. Stacey saying, I love that the skinwalker flipping her off too, though. Ha ha ha. Yeah, the skinwalker at the end. Oh, it's funny. Sandra needs to Google skinwalker. Jane saying, my sister and mum were very clicky, Sandra, so they like you're the black sheep by the sounds of it. Welcome to my world, being the odd one out. Yeah. I'm different. I'm different to my family dynamic as well, by the way. That's what I'm getting from that, Jane, by the way. With regards to your sister and your mum, they were very clicky, and then you're the outsider, you're different to them, let's say. This is what I'm assuming anyway. I don't know the full picture or the full story. Jane agrees with me, Oasis all the way. Stacey saying, what everybody is saying by Joe Navarro, his FBI body language expert, will teach you about body language. Yeah, body language is very interesting. We communicate with our bodies much more than we do verbally, of course. Sandra saying, Jane, my mum is a narcissist. She will instigate and manipulate all three of us and talk behind our backs, play each other. Oh, good one. Sorry, it's not a good one for you. That sounds horrible, by the way, Sandra. But the good one I'm meaning is that they play others against each other. Therefore, it's manipulation, isn't it? Narcissist parents blow. Yeah. It takes full separation to find joy. Absolutely. Find yourself. I suppose you've got to like parent yourself as well to become functional, to become healthy. You've got to work on yourself. That's where the personal development comes in, Stacey, from my perspective, to move on from that, to grow away from that. Jane saying, yes, my mum does that, but on her own, both of us get on fine. Good. I'm glad that you get on well, Jane, with your sister. Sanders moved country by the way. Sanders says, Stacey, I moved country. And then Sanders says, yeah, Jane, I choose not to play along anymore. Again, that's a boundary, isn't it? Stacey's then saying, then you're well on the way to recovery, sister. We stopped the abuse. Sanders saying, yes, Stacey, it stops with me. Definitely black sheep with a badge proud. I do, LOL. Yeah. Scottish Morel laddie. Yeah, I put the middle finger to my dog the next day. So you give him the finger to show him who's boss. And my mum's seen it and said, why are you doing it? She doesn't understand you. Yeah, but you got your power back there, Scottish Morel laddie. Oh, I bet the dog's thinking, what's that mean? Where's the food? That's a funny story, by the way, Scottish Morel laddie. Thanks for sharing. Naomi said, I can tell when my mood changes due to PMS. Sorry, I can't talk about that, but I bet it's not nice. Stacey saying, my mum abused me on my 5th birthday bad. Now every year she's haunting me through people or text. This year, a week before my birthday, she's texting me to tell me my grandma died and I wasn't invited to the funeral. Oh, that's awful, man. Sorry, Stacey. That sounds awful. Sandra agrees, it's horrible. I'm 49, but she will not stop. Just know that you've got to be diligent, not trying to kill the mood. I'm used to her. And on my birthday, my uncle died and he was a bad, bad man. This year has been nuts. Wow. We've had a challenging year, a crazy year. Stacey, bad sounds of it. Hopefully it's onwards and upwards for you. Sandra's laughing at Scottish morale, laddie. Yeah, it was funny that. It sounds it, Stacey. Stacey saying it's okay, my new friends. Oh, that's cool. Happy days. Good to have you with us, by the way, Stacey. I'm going to move on. Do narcissists seem drawn to you? The next question I've got. If you're answering yes to these questions, then that's in relation. That means that you might already know this, but you're going to be more of a super empath if you're answering yes to these questions. Be honest with yourself, though, of course. Do narcissists seem drawn to you? Let me go back to the comments. So do narcissists seem, sorry, I'm not getting the words out. Have a little rest. Do narcissists seem drawn to you is a question. I'm just going with, Jen saying I feel like they are. Scottish morale lady saying, oh, by the way, I'm the only person who has nightmares here. No, you're not, mate. I might share a story in a moment. Sarah's saying, Jesus loves you. Hello, Sarah. Nice to have you with us. Thank you for that. That's very kind. My name's Brad, by the way. Stacey saying, empaths, as we get older, the mean narcissists get hungry for the pain games. Yes, they do. That was ultimately my point. Love to fill the room with kindness. Absolutely. We need more of that in the world, Stacey. We definitely need more of that in the world. I'm sorry, I've not said the full question. Do narcissists seem drawn to you, but do they also get frustrated by you? Let me just... Yeah. Do narcissists seem drawn to you? I'm not written it all in, I apologise. But do they also get frustrated? So they think, oh, nice energy source there. I'm going to manipulate that person. They seem really caring. They seem really kind. I'm going to get a lot from this little fucker. Let me sink my claws into this one. But then they meet you and they think, shit, I can't. They're not biting. They don't care. They don't see me as amazing. They're not even reacting to me. They're not even responding to me. They're not even doing what I want them to do. I'm getting frustrated now. That's the kind of thing they're going to think, potentially, because they want to use you. They want to take the piss. They just want to use you, basically. But they can't, because you're clued up, because you've experienced it before. You're going to frustrate them simply just by not being impressed, by not even, they could be talking a load of shit, saying I'm this, I'm that, and you're just like not even responding to it. And what they want is the validation. They want some people to fawn over them. They go, oh, you're amazing. You do what? What do you do? Are you that good, really? Oh, that's amazing. And they go, yeah. And they start talking. They're bragging. They want the validation, but you're not giving it them, because you think, I see what you are. You're a narcissist. I can see it. I see it a mile away. And I think, I'm not giving you any validation. I'm giving you nothing. And they try and get you to do something, and you just go, no, I'm not doing it. I'm doing this over here. I'm not playing. They don't like it. Therefore, they get frustrated. Sorry, I didn't add the frustration part in there. But at first, they're drawn to you because they're looking for empathetic people. Can't say it properly. Empathetic. Losing my one moment. struggle to speak sometimes. They're looking for people that show empathy, basically. Let's carry on with the comments. Stacey said, if you like vivid dreams, tell your brain more vivid dreams and overall allow your dreams to become more and more vivid. Stacey saying, hi, Brad. Hi, Stacey. I've already said hi, but yeah, hi again. Sandra saying, narcissists are drawn to me, but they regret it in the end. You fuck around, you find out. Yeah, you fuck around, you're going to find out. You're not going to like it. Especially when you know yourself, when you're compass mentis, meaning you know yourself, you know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, you know who you are. You've lived through some shit. This is the beauty of living through shit, man. If you've grown up with narcissists and you've had a narcissistic partner who's fucking burnt you, they've done you over, but you're still here, you're still growing from it. You've got all this knowledge, you've got all this experience. The next ones that are coming along, they're not going to have an easy day out with you. They're not going to get in. You're not going to allow it. Or you shouldn't allow it at the very least. Jane saying they will now, Brad. They used to be drawn to me. Now they full frontal attack. Yeah, they can, I suppose, if you're a threat to them. Or sending the, like we said yesterday, the flying monkeys from the Wizard of Oz. Stacey saying, I wonder what karmic lessons narcissists fear. What lessons? What for us or for themselves? There's a karma for themselves. For one, they're never going to, because they don't have a relationship with themselves, because they have a false self, they can never have, I suppose you can never have a truly loving relationship, potentially, because you're not real. It's fake. It's not real. Maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe people don't agree with that. And I think it gets worse as they get older, because people learn the tricks. People don't put up with the shit anymore, but they still have that deep desire to control. So they struggle as they get older. Sometimes they intensify the behavior as they get older as well. They get uglier, potentially. Depends on the individual, of course. Depends on your perception as well. Don't say yes, but I'm working on it, and I think my demeanor draws them in, but they don't stick around now. No, they don't stick around with me either. They don't stick around. They don't bother. I don't entertain them. I don't even give them any time either. Don't give them nothing. Scottish moral laddies. Some try and talk to me because I'm short, so they try to convince me that they're cool, yes, and then they will try and make me their friend, but they mostly get mad because I'm a loner, so they get angry because they can't control you. Yeah. Jane saying, oh, Scottish moral laddie, I'm 4'9". Stacey saying, narcissist group together. Have you found this? Sometimes they do, yeah. Birds with flavour flock together. Yes, get it in the workplace a lot of the time as well, like a clique of them. And they're all corrupt, they're all full of shit, and they're all together sometimes, yes. They attract each other. Scottish moral laddie saying, I actually don't know how tall I am, but in my town I'm short, but then I go to a city and I'm taller than most 18-year-olds, and I'm 15. Oh, you're still young, Scottish moral laddie. I think you said that before. Got a lot of potential, mate. Got a lot of potential. Stacey saying hi. Jane saying, well, I was lying for years on my job application saying that I was 5'2". LOL. Stacey saying, I can see that worse at my age. The karma of the narcissist. I wonder about past life karma. Interesting theory, that past life karma. I do believe in past lives, by the way. That's my belief anyway. I don't know what to say about that, though. I do believe in it, though, Stacey. What do you mean by the workplace meh? What do you mean by that? Sorry. Me neither, haha. Okay. Past life karma, that's an interesting one. I need to look into that. Yeah. Because you said the workplace gathers narcissists can do. Depends where you are. They can all stick together sometimes, potentially. That's what I was trying to say. I'm going to move on. Don't say, I think you're bang on, Brad. They're empty inside and never have real relationships. No. You can have a person that has a real relationship with them, though, from their perspective, but them themselves won't make, they won't form that. They can't. You can't have a relationship, a good relationship with yourself. You can't have a real relationship with yourself, know yourself. You ain't going to do it with anyone else. Jane says school is really horrible for me. School can be hard, can't it? Kids can be evil as well sometimes. I'll ask another question. Do you notice manipulation quickly? How come, Jane? And me too. Definitely not the best days of your life, like everyone says. Yeah, I preferred it when I left school. I did. I preferred it when I left school. It was all, no, I didn't really like school at all. I went straight to work at 16. I went straight to work and I've not stopped since. I'm a good slave, basically. But that's the way I am. I work, I've worked, so I've never stopped working. And I was glad when I left school. Scottish Morality saying, yes, I know, you can't really be empathetic in school or people try to take advantage of it. Very true, Scottish Morality. And guess what? That's also very true in life after that. And you think school's ended when, you think school has ended once you leave school. A lot of workplaces it's like a schoolyard still as well. A lot of those things carry through. And a lot of people that haven't worked on themselves, Scottish Morality, I know you're young, sorry, you've got lots of time in front of you, but some people are like 8-year-olds in adult bodies. So some people are like 8-year-olds in adult bodies. They don't grow up emotionally. They could be physically old and 60 years old or whatever it is, 70 years old, but they're just still emotionally, they're 8 years old. Therefore, they're still like children emotionally. That might be a bit deep, but and people will try and take advantage of you as well. This is my point. This is going to happen beyond school. Absolutely. Stacey saying, part of my empath lesson is to learn to wholly love myself when I thought someone else was supposed to. Exactly. Yeah, it's all within. Loving yourself is the biggest thing. And then hopefully you attract, if you want to do that, you'll attract a partner or whatever. Not that you're saying you have to. Doesn't mean you don't have to have a partner, let's say, but that'll help you to attract a positive partner more than likely if you have a better relationship with yourself. It'll help, should I say. Phone's gone off for a moment. Jane said, you were bullied. Oh, horrible. You had ginger hair and glasses. Kids can be awful, Jane, as you know. Awful. I'm sorry that you experienced that. Dawn saying, Scottish, you're really well informed, 15 years old, ahead of most people that age. Yeah, absolutely, I agree, Dawn. Much more advanced than I was at 15, that's for sure. Jane saying, not now though, Sander. No, not now, Jane, just when you were younger. Scottish Morale is saying thank you. I agree with Dawn, by the way. Sander said most people don't evolve emotionally. I would say no, they don't. They stay stuck. Man-child is another one, isn't it? Happens with women as well, though. It's not just men that don't grow up. It's women as well. Not just one. A lot of my videos as well, like the edited ones, were about like how men struggle in relationships and things from a man's perspective. Because obviously men can be assholes, don't get me wrong, absolutely. But there's a lot of men out there that are good men, that are healthy men, they're just really good people. I think there's good men and good women, bad men and bad women, of course. And they act in different ways when they're bad, should I say. I'll do another video on that another time. I'm not ready for that yet. Anyway, I notice manipulation easily, but that's not only a recent thing yet. Jane saying she's getting used to being on your own and loving it too much. Yeah, enjoy, Jane. It can be great. Liberating, it's free, it's easier. You have to worry about yourself. It can be quite addictive. Sandra just agreed with me. Solitude can be very addictive. Doesn't mean you feel lonely though, solitude. Doesn't mean you feel lonely. Solitude's a great thing. Just working on yourself, working on your own energy, doing what you want to do, living your own life. Very liberating, very free. Especially if you've been in a long relationship that wasn't a healthy one. So enjoy. You deserve it, Jane. You deserve to be happy. Stacey saying, when you're alone, you can hear your heart talk to you. Wow, that's very deep, Stacey. Very deep. Jane saying, yes, it is. Sandra saying, oh, yes, that's true, Stacey. Beautifully said. I agree. Jane saying, yes, definitely, Stacey. You can hear yourself think. Yeah. You've got time to think about your thoughts as well. That's awareness, isn't it? Being present. Sandra saying that she loves hearing her heart talk to her. Dawn saying, bang on again, Brad. They're emotionally immature. Yep. And that's who they are, and that's what they are. And that's where they'll stay. A lot of them, sometimes they're too far gone as well. It's like, imagine you're 65 years old, for instance, emotionally just at that age, 8 years old. There's no change in that. They're just done. They're cooked. Not in this life anyway. If you believe in afterlife, etc., if you believe in past lives, etc., they'll have to come back again and do it all again because they've not quite worked it out. Stacey says, there comes a point at about 35 years, the entire body's organs desire to be heard. Evening, the bumhole gets involved. What do you mean the bumhole gets involved, Stacey? I don't know. So the bumhole gets involved. What, I mean, talking out your ass, you mean? I don't know. I could be wrong. And I'm just going with what you're saying. Scottish Morale Lad said, I have a friend, and he's nice, but he does seem to push people away. But he clearly still wants friends, but doesn't like people to get close. So I do hang with him sometimes, but more times, no. Seems to push people away. Maybe that's just the way he is. I don't know. Stay saying, prepare, Sander. What are you preparing for? The bum hole, sorry. Oh, God. Jane saying, I don't know why people don't like being left with their own thoughts. They don't, do they? What do? How do they avoid it? Drinking, lots of alcohol, taking loads of drugs, medications, antidepressants, anti-anxiety medications. I'm not saying these things are always bad, because they're not. They can help people, of course. It's not all bad. However, a lot of people just numb their emotions. Have you ever looked, I've said this before, that Dawn mentioned about a month ago, non-player characters, NPCs, and there's nobody to speak to them. It's like there's nobody home. It's like, who the fuck is there? You talk to someone that's just like yes and no answers. And these non-player characters, they don't really have any opinions or anything. They don't have any depth. They have nothing. They're just fucking numb. It's like, what the hell is this person I'm speaking to? It's like, no one's home, mate. Who the fuck is this? That's what I think to myself sometimes. You can't even speak to them properly. You can't speak how I'm speaking now. No way. You just won't be able to do that with some people. They just seem like they're numb, like they're lost, like they're spaced out, like they're zombies kind of thing. There's a lot of people like that out there. And some people don't like being, on that note, people don't like being on their own with their own thoughts, of course. Anyway, let's carry on. Dawn saying, I have curly hair and my mum used to get her friend to cut it like an old woman. I was bullied all through school and I was so quiet. Oh, that's horrible. Stacey saying, your bum to be talkative, of course. Like anal announcements are you on about, Stacey? I'm going down a jokey road now, of course. Talking at your ass. Am I talking at my ass? Who knows? I'm trying not to. It's good to be silly though sometimes. It's good to laugh. It's good to joke. It's positive. It's all good. Trying to say Jane because for most it's too painful. Yes, good point. Too painful, they avoid it. They just brush it off. They keep bury it deep down inside Pandora's box. Stacey saying, as a spiritualist, haha, I'm trying to be tight fast, but I'm LOL. Jane's then saying, I guess Sander, but I'm used to it. You can be married, but on your own. Absolutely. You could be around people and feel lonely as well. Especially if you're around people that are just emotionally numb. Imagine if you're just around non-player characters all the time who don't really have anything to say. You can't really speak to them. I try sometimes, and I can't even speak. Trust me now, I can't speak like this in front of so many people. They do not know me because I can't be my authentic self around them because they're just closed off. So I don't go down these, I don't talk about these things. I don't do it because the situation doesn't allow it. The people don't allow it. They're just not there. They're not on that consciousness level. They're not on that vibrational level. It just doesn't happen. So I just thought I'd share that. There you go. Don't saying I've never spoken to my organs or orifices. And I'm 39. What did I miss? Funny. Oh, Dawn, I'm so sorry. Curly hair is gorgeous. I had a hairdresser cut my hair short and I looked like a boy. I was skinny and people thought I was a boy. I didn't give the hairdresser. Kids can be cruel, man. Sometimes it's if you look good, they'll put you down as well. Scottish Morale saying, oh no, I really can't blame him. I know why he's like that, but I'm not going to say it. You don't need to say it like that. Fair enough, Scottish Morale laddie. It shows that you're understanding of your friend, though, by the way. That's very kind of you, very wise of you, should I say. Stacey saying, when seeking illumination, there are lessons about the body and empaths go through it. The organs of the body check in through a vision session is something that happens with monks or empaths. Wow. Do you know what, Stacey? I know nothing about that. I'm trying to think. That's new to me, that, by the way. I bet that's a very deep meditation that you need to go into. That's almost like, obviously, becoming more enlightened, becoming a higher frequency kind of thing. I don't know a lot about that, though, if I'm honest, Stacey. Sounds different, interesting, different. Jane saying, my mouth talks a lot off poo sounds sometimes. Oh, well. Sandra saying, the permission to cut it short. I was devastated and traumatized. You had to cut your hair. I bet you were really pissed off. So Stacey then saying, just a few days, then meditate with your organs. They basically fight over who is boss. The arsehole always wins. Oh. The arsehole always wins, yeah. They give the shit, don't they? They give the shit. I'm going crude now. Sorry. Dawn's then saying, I look like a boy too. Shell suits, cord trousers, and ugly jumpers, etc. But I'm a really young baby picture that had nice hair and cute dresses. So Dawn's laughing. Arseholes do always try to win, don't they? Sandra's saying that it can be traumatic. It can be hard as a child. Of course. So I'm going to move on. Why narcissists hate empaths. What time are we on now? 3:05, 10. Just typing it in. So why do narcissists hate empaths? Why? Super empaths, should I say? Sorry, I forgot the word super there. We know what it is. Why do narcissists hate super empaths? So I'm referring to my notes a moment because we'll crack on. So narcissists hate losing control. They fucking hate it. Super empaths don't just resist manipulation, they reflect it back. So they reflect, the narcissist is putting their own insecurities onto others, for example, and the super empaths just reflect it back. They bash it back. They leave it. They give it back to them. They let them sit on their own bullshit, basically. And it's like holding up a mirror. Therefore, the reflection. And they don't like that, do they? They don't like to self-reflect. They don't like to admit they're wrong. They don't want to look at their own insecurities because it's very ugly. They've buried them deep down created a false image of themselves, a false persona of themselves. They don't dare go there, and they don't want to face that. And also, narcissists can't stand seeing their own tactics exposed. They don't want to seem like they're the bad guy. They're never wrong, are they? So these super empaths can be they can hate them potentially. Let me carry on anyway. Let me have a sip of water a moment. Don't say haha arsehole, sorry. Let's carry on. Many are called, not many are chosen. What do you mean to personal development, to spiritual development, do you mean, Stacey? Jen's saying, in the word emotionally inept. Sandra's then saying, I always wanted to have curly hair. At least you've got hair. I haven't got any. Joke on myself there. Dawn saying, yeah, and I thought my childhood was not that bad until I broke out of the trance, broke out of the illusion. Sandra's saying, yeah, I gaslit myself a lot about mine too. So I started going to therapy and finally got validated for how traumatized I've been. You get to see it for what it really is. I'm so grateful for my lovely therapist. Good for you, Sandra. And going to therapy, I've never done it, if I'm honest. Never been to therapy, but I've read a lot of books. I worked on myself. Still on the journey though, of course. But I can imagine therapy not being that easy. You've still got to put the work in yourself. You've still got to face ugly truths as well, which you might not be fully aware of. So Jane's saying, I see vivid colours in my dreams and meditation. You meditate then, Jane? That's great. I need to do more of that. Dawn's then saying, oh, Sandra, that's horrible. I dreamed of long hair. Sandra's then saying, oh, I hope you have long hair, Dawn. Dawn's then saying, I really do need a therapist. It sounds hard finding a good one. It's got to be find one that you're compatible with, one that you trust. And also it's not just turn up once. Obviously, you'll know this. It's not like turn up once and everything's fine. It's a long process, isn't it? Stacey saying, when I turned 36, I was atheist, but God wasn't going to have it. Okay. Showed up within a year, he pushed me into the psychic realms. Interesting, Stacey. My point is eventually, like monks with meditation, my organs woke up. Wow, that's very deep, that, Stacey. On a deeper level, I am definitely aware. God, I'm going off track a little bit here. I'm definitely attuned. I'm not like a religious person, but I'd say I'm definitely a spiritual person, and I do believe in the other side. And I've had a lot of experience with that other side that you're on about. I don't talk about that often because a lot of people won't be open to it, and they probably think I'm bloody crazy as well. But I'm not crazy. But yes, I find it very interesting, and it also gives me hope. I don't feel scared in this world, if you know what I mean. It gives me hope. I think I know in my head, I know there's another side, and in my head, it's okay. This is a hard school, though. The school of life is a hard school. There's a lot of suffering, but you learn through it. But I believe there's another side, and it gives me hope. That's what I'm going to say about that for today. But I used to see a lot of things when I was younger and sense a lot of things, and I do sense energies as well. But I'm not going to go into detail on that. People might think I'm bloody crazy, so I'm a little bit scared of talking about it, if I'm honest. And I don't talk about it often. And it doesn't scare me though. That type of thing doesn't scare me at all. Kind of used to it. I'm going off track here though. Anyway, Dawn said it's longer than it's ever been, but not as long as I want it to be. Obviously, you're on about your hair. Jane, silent lucidity. Yes, I'd say because they can't manipulate you. They can't manipulate you. On that note, Dawn, you're saying fasting is epic, but I've never managed more than 56 hours. You've done more than me. I'm actually fasting tomorrow. My aim is, the most I've done with fasting is 44 hours. I could have done longer, but I didn't. I made a big fucking mistake though. I thought, oh, I've done 44 hours. I had a really nice pizza, carbs. I had really nice garlic potatoes. They were really nice. Then I thought, oh, I'll eat a load of shit. So I had a load of chocolate, a load of sweets, and it tasted really good. and then I crashed and burned, and I felt like shit for about 2 days afterwards. I shouldn't have eaten any carbs after it. I should have had a light little meal, then waited with no carbs. I should have reloaded slowly, but I didn't. I shocked the body too much. And on that note, I'm doing a fast from tomorrow. I'm trying to do 72 hours, and I'm going to be working. We'll see how that goes. I'll do it for health reasons, really. I want to regenerate, because you start out, autophagy kicks in after 18 to 20 hours, doesn't it? Meaning that you probably already know this, but your body starts to eat up all the dead cells, the zombie cells, and your body regenerates. It's really clever. I think fasting's really good for you. Requires discipline. I've got some salts as well. Is it Maldon salts? I've got also some electrolytes, which contain magnesium and potassium to help me through it. You've got to drink loads of water. I drink black coffee because you can't have milk, because that'll break the fast. But fasting, honest to God, I can do a day, no problem. I do at least 1 day a week, like 24 hours I can do, no problem. But it's when you go deeper into it, it can get harder. But anyway, that's that. Stacey saying the vivid dreams will lead you to transmutation. Interesting. I don't even know what transmutation means, Stacey, but I might be learning some things from you, Stacey, by the sounds of it. Interesting. Jane's saying, I see food and eat it. Yeah, food's amazing. Sanders then saying, Dawn, I thought I was doing well for fasting for 28 hours. Well, it is good, Dawn. A lot of people don't even do it. They won't even entertain it. They think, no chance, I'm not doing that. 56 is bloody good. I've not got there yet. However, I hope to reach that by this week. I'm going to do 72 hours. That's my aim. But I am going to crash at some point, let's be honest. You had to stop, though, because I was driving trucks and started to get it. I've got to be careful because I work in a theatre, don't I? And it's very physical and mentally draining. So I need to be careful. I don't want to get dizzy or anything like that. I need to be careful of that, Dawn. Thanks for reminding me, by the way. Jane saying, I get a lot of yellow in meditation. Seeing colours in meditation, that's a really good sign, by the way, Jane. Stacey saying, no empaths see through the shit. Yeah, they know they think shit, they can see me. They know I'm a dick. They know I'm a piece of shit. I'm getting out of this room. I'm going to find someone else to feed off. Sanders said, yeah, it can be tricky if you're working. Easiest for me when I'm at home. Yellow is joy and heart chakras. Jane said, Brad, LOL. Does anyone see colours when they close their eyes? I do, but my boyfriend doesn't. Yes, I see colours when I close my eyes. I also, God, I'm not going into detail on it now. I can see other things as well. Stacey saying we are all called to act as benevolent people. Not all from this caste are chosen. Only elite empaths are elite. Not everyone's going to follow that path, though, Stacey. I agree. And I believe as well, this is my opinion, this is as part of what we're here for as well, I suppose, is you can't help some people at all. There's no fucking chance. You just can't help them. But I think there's some that are open to it a little bit, and there are the people that you should focus on if you can. Some people that are halfway maybe, and you can help them. And we can all do that. And also go down that path for ourselves. Scottish Moral Laddie saying I have curly hair in the front and like it. Stacey saying, Dawn, you can control the can you control the lights? I'm not at that level. I don't meditate enough, so I don't know about these things, if I'm honest. Dawn said because they don't give them fuel enough through reactions. Yeah, I agree. Standard says she feels like she's elite. I don't think I'm better than other people, though. I don't see it like that. I don't think I'm better than other people. I think I'm on a different path, I suppose. That's the way I see it. Stay saying empaths are spiritual and the angels of the earth. Oh God, we're going down that road. But what's it called? I forgot. I think some people are sent here to help with the suffering of the world, let's say that much. If you're going down that angels of the earth kind of thinking, we're here to light the way, light workers kind of thing. Jane saying, yeah, me too. I see spirits sometimes. Yeah, I do. I see them. I sense them. I've seen so many. I've sensed so many. I've seen them and I've sensed them. I used to be really scared of them. I used to experience it a lot when I was really young as well. When I was really young, I experienced it a lot. And I've experienced it in my adult life as well. I'm a lot more caught. I used to be scared of it at one point, of course. But I don't go too deep into it because I've got too much to do. I don't want to get too deep into that world because it's like, well, I just block it. I block it off a lot of the time, if I'm honest, because I think, bloody hell, I've got so much to do. I don't want to be going down that road. But maybe I'm meant to at some point. I don't know. Stacey saying there is another side. I agree. I asked God, why doesn't he show himself? He told me that it was hard road for me and he doesn't want to give it away to anyone for less. I'll stop now, just trying to show faith. Thank you, Stacey, for sharing that. Thank you, Stacey, for sharing that. Very deep, but I'm on board with what you're saying. Don't say mine are always yellow and purple. Sandra's saying sometimes I see Greek philosophers when I meditate. Amazing. What I've had before when I've meditated or when I'm in a deep sleep, as I'll see somebody's, you ever see anybody's face, I'll just see the face. Like sometimes I'll see the face in like black and white, like a smoke color, and then sometimes I'll actually see the, God, going off on one ear right now. I'll see the face. I'll see the face. I'll actually see. I won't recognize the person though every single time, but I'll see the face just looking at me for a few seconds, then it goes away. Has anyone ever experienced that? So many times I've experienced that. Stacey saying, don't give up ever. Thanks, Stacey. And I'm looking forward to hearing about you fast, Brad. Okay. Yeah, I'll share that. I'll share that with you guys during the week at some point. I'm doing a long day tomorrow, so I won't be doing it tomorrow. I don't know about probably Thursday if I can. I work though. I do a lot of hours. I fit these in when I can. I do Sunday at 10 o'clock. Every day, every week, Sunday, I can turn up at 10 o'clock. I know I can turn up for that. The other times I struggle because I work and sometimes I have to stay later because I've got a duty of care, basically. Scottish Morale Lad is saying, I think most narcissists just get jealous because they probably went into that way to not get bullied, to protect themselves. Very good point there, by the way. And when they see people that don't care and they're just doing what they like without worrying. Yes, good point there, Scottish Morale Laddie. Dawn saying, Stacey, you're interesting as fuck. Carry on, probably on a higher consciousness level than me. And Dawn, I think, by the sounds of it, Stacey's on a higher consciousness level than me as well. If I'm honest, I could probably work on that more. I've got work to do there. Scottish Morale Lad is saying, sorry, I couldn't make it any longer. No, don't worry, it's all right. Don't say sorry. Standard correcting me. Celtic sea salt. Yeah, you're right. It's Celtic sea salt. I was thinking of Maldon salt. What the fuck? I was wrong. Yes, Celtic sea salt. Thank you. Stacey saying, much love, Dawn. I'm not smart, I just older. But you put the work in by the sounds of it, Stacey. Not everybody, a lot of people don't, as I'm sure you're aware. Jane saying the word again, electrolytes. Dawn saying, Brad, please can we have a live about spiritual stuff? Do you know what? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I can say quite a lot about that. And I'll do it. I'm not going to do it right now, though, but I'm going to do it. And I think I could do a lot more with it. I could do so much more with it, but I just don't. I feel like I'm really busy all the time doing this. I'm doing work. I could do a lot more with it if I put my mind to it. I really could. So Stacey's educating me here. Transmutation, if you learn to control visions, you can modify reality, lucidity, dream weaving, vril and chi. Wow. It's like is it kind of like a law of attraction type of thing? You can create your own reality type of thing to an extent, which I believe in. Jane's saying, I don't fast at the moment, but I will. Try intermittent fasting, Jane, if you want to. Easier. 16-8 is a really easy one to start with. So 16 hours not eating, 8 hours eating. Stacey's saying, narcissists try to kill transmutation. Of course. Of course. Don't say she's never managed to control your dreams. I have with some of them. Depends on the dream. Like if you have a dream when you're flying, you control where you're going, that type of thing. Has anyone experienced, what's it called? Sleep paralysis. Has anyone experienced sleep paralysis? I used to get that for about a year. It used to shit me up. I was only 20 years old at the time. It stopped happening though, thank God. But it was scary. Very vivid as well. Dream control can be practiced with music, eyes closed, no lyrics, says Stacey. Dawn saying definitely get Celtic's Seesaw. That's the only salt I use and feed it to the horses every day. Do you? Oh, horses have it as well. I've got a bag of it. I bought it from Amazon. I'm going to need it. I'm definitely going to need it. I need to take it to work with me tomorrow. Dawn saying, awesome, I'm going to try. I used to meditate when I was anxious and alone, but it's been a long time. Sanders saying, has anyone had a spiritual awakening? Good, wow. I'm being in a full state of complete love and happiness. It happened to me. It was unreal. I think I've had a spiritual awakening. Definitely. I wouldn't be here right now if I didn't. I wouldn't be the way I am right now if I didn't have an awakening. I wouldn't be speaking like this. But I don't think it was the same as what you're saying, Sander, if I'm honest. Mine was different. I think once you do have the awakening, you're just not going back. Kundalini awakening, isn't it? I think. Once you've opened up to that kind of realm, that kind of world, that kind of awareness, I don't think you can go back. Which is not a bad thing. It's a good thing, of course. Stacey saying, paranormal irresolution soundtrack works very well with lucidity. Jane saying, not yet standard, but I hope to. Stacey saying, light works or re-enter chapter of illumination. Yes, you can interact with lights. Interesting, Stacey. Sanders saying, oh my God, Jane, it's the best state I've ever been in. Sounds great. Sounds amazing. Dawn saying, I had a cool experience once. I can't remember a password. So I sat back with my eyes closed, and when I opened them, it was written on the ceiling. Stacey's then saying, Sander, I was consumed. Yes, I have illuminated. Yes, we are returning. What do you mean we're returning? Returning to source, do you mean? Interesting. Oh, wow, Dawn, that's so cool. Jane saying, oh, wow, Sander, that's amazing. It was amazing. Stacey saying, seeing everything is hard. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's hard sometimes, especially if you're around a lot of people that are unconscious and acting in unconscious ways, meaning that it's challenging, isn't it? You feel like you're outnumbered sometimes. It's mad how you won't believe, I keep saying this, you might not believe this, but the truth is, most people they don't get to see the side of me right now. They don't get to see me speak like this. My partner does. She gets to see me like this. But most people don't see me. They don't see me for who I am, what I'm capable of, what I speak of. They don't. They're not open to it. They're just not. And I can't speak like this. This is why I love doing this. But this must be one of the reasons why I love doing this. That's why I just decide just to go with lives, because it just feels natural. It feels good. It's mad that I can't. It's mad. It's a bit sad, isn't it, really? If you think about it, you live your life around loads of people. I don't know if it's the same for everyone else. You live around your lives around so many people, but they're not open to it. They're just on a different frequency, a different wavelength. They're closed-minded, they're narrow-minded, whatever you want to call it. And they don't really see you. You can't open up to them because you don't feel like you can. You don't feel like you can, so you don't. I don't. And I've said the same before. It's a biblical saying. Don't cast pearls amongst pigs. Sounds a bit harsh, but I think there's truth in it as well. You just, but also I don't know, I like to have deep conversations and things, and sometimes you just don't get the chance to do it. Anyway, I'll crack on. Dawn's saying, I had one really cool animal communication too, but it's too much to write here. Wow, that's different. Jane's saying, people tell me their life stories in their confessions. It's weird. Wow, that means that you're, what does that mean? Sorry, that means you're on another level, Jane, basically. They feel comfortable. People, strangers feel comfortable to open up to you. Do animals feel drawn to you as well? See, it's just a sign that your frequency is high. You have a high frequency. You have a safe energy. You have a positive energy type of thinking, type of thing, should I say. Sandra's saying, Stacey, I walked into a shopping centre. I walked into so many times and it felt like the first time. I was literally floating on bliss, pure love and pure happiness. Sounds great. Stacey saying, we all have a round table. It's a mental subconscious thing. We choose who sits there. So kick people off your round table if they're too loud. Just stay away from them, basically. Sandra's saying, I can't fully describe it with words, but I'm sure it'll happen again. Sorry, one moment. Remember, 1 minute. Or Dawn saying, oh, Jane, there's a name for it, but I can't remember. Remember at the date and time, it is silical. Right, okay. I get a lot of deja vu. Yes, deja vu happens to me as well. Guess what I see a lot of as well? Angel numbers every day, mate. 11, 11, 22, 22. I see a lot every day. I'm always fucking seeing it. I'm happy about that as well. I see it as a positive sign. Does anyone else see those numbers a lot? So I'm saying it happened in a really difficult time in my life. So I meditated, read books, and coloured. Yeah, like that can be very therapeutic, can't it? And you were in isolation for 3 months. I was just talking to my loved ones who passed away. That's lovely. That's nice. Stacey saying confession. This is a thing for empaths. We get the confession, and over time you'll see why. What's the confession, Stacey? I don't understand. Please tell me. Sandra's people tell people all this. Scottish Morale Laddie saying good night, everyone. Good night, Scottish Morale Laddie. Get have a good night's sleep. Everyone else is saying good night as well. Stacey saying empaths are leaders. Soon you'll see why you got to hold so much. It kind of takes place in your 30s, mid to late. Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of feeling that myself. Stacey, Stacey's going. Goodbye. All right. Are you going, Stacey? Good night, if you are. Good night, Stacey. Stacey then says, yes, kinda like attraction, vision control, a deep meditation weaving is how you confront the reality you have had within the river of dreams. You can create a new reality. Law of attraction type of thinking, I believe, from my perception of that. Sorry, guys, I was confusing. I'm still here bugging. Jane saying, I'll tell you my story soon. It's too long for tonight. That's fine. We need a daily chat sessions here. Haha. Kundalini, yes. Jim saying, stop looking at my bird. Hello, Jim. How are you? Are you a troll? Stop looking at my bird. Stacey's then saying the gods are returning through reincarnation, but also angels are empaths. Many empaths to the army, if you will. Many arms to the army, if you will. I think there's an awakening in the world, in the consciousness level, going up to the 5th dimensional type of thinking, coming away from that 3-dimensional world, coming away from the anger, coming away from the hate, being less bothered, and to come away from those things, becoming less bothered by them to begin with, to just look at all of it neutrally, let's say, to not be sucked into all the bullshit. That's heavy, dark energy, whatever you want to call it. I think there's an awakening occurring. It's going to take time, though. I think the world needs it. Dawn saying, I had sleep paralysis once and there was a demon standing in the hallway and I couldn't move a scream yet. I've seen a fucking, what's it called, Grim Reaper and the finger. Do you remember Terminator 2? You've seen Terminator 2 and he had that long finger, the bad robot in it, let's say. The long finger comes out. The Grim Reaper was pointing at me and the finger was getting longer and longer and longer and it was coming towards me and I couldn't move. I was shitting myself. Stacey saying, I'm not a Jesus freak, I'm talking narcissist. Jane says, we need a place to open up. Yorick says, hi, Brad. Hello, Yorick. How are you? How's Scotland, by the way? Hope you're doing okay, Yorick. Stacey saying, Sandy past family are in the DNA and we can call them at will. I think, yes, I think they're always there. Oh, Jane said, my dad told me he was abused as a kid and a week later he passed away. Oh, it's really sad. Sorry, Jane. Yorick saying, last day in Scotland, be back in London tomorrow. Dawn's asking whereabouts in Scotland. Oban, Glasgow, Inverness, Edinburgh, Loch Ness area. Wow, you're getting around a lot then, Yorick. Went to the place where Nessie was spotted. Yeah. Wow, and Dawn's been to a lot of those places as well. Ullapool, Durness as well. Jane saying hello to Yorick. I think I'm going to call it a day. I need to call it a day soon as well. I've got work tomorrow, guys. I've been on here for 2.5 hours. I'll wrap up soon if I can. Last question. If you were to give advice to a person who's dealing with a narcissist, what would you say? So last question. If you were giving advice to someone who had to deal with a narcissist, what would you say? I think by the sounds of it, a lot of people on here are super empaths, basically. I think you already know that anyway. Let me just go to the comments again. Don saying, I hope that you enjoyed your trip. Sander saying good night. Good night, Sander. Stay saying they waste time sucking your beauty into darkness. Absolutely. The awakening of story of Rome has returned. You're right, Brad. John saying hello to everyone. Hello, John. John from Boston, is it? If I'm wrong, John, forgive me. Good to have you with us, by the way. I believe you about the Grim Reaper, yeah. I used to live in Ibiza, Stacey, when I was younger. I used to take a lot of drugs as well. I was a bad boy. I was a naughty boy. I was wild, basically. I used to live in Ibiza as well. I used to, I worked for S Paradise the first year, 2004, and I worked for Eden the first year club, and I worked for S Paradise the second year. And I used to just talk shit and get people into bars, but I was drinking every day and I was taking lots of drugs, and I was undernourished, let's say. And I think that's where the sleep paralysis kicked in. I used to have some crazy dreams, man. Crazy dreams. And I used to be very scared of it. And to come away from the sleep paralysis, I actually got used to it. That's why I stopped it. I just thought, I thought, oh, here we go again, sleep paralysis. Remember once there was like a room full of people in my room, all staring at me, about 10 people, and I couldn't move. It was scary at the time. The Grim Reaper one was the scariest though. It was actually a jacket on a wardrobe just on the door hanging up. So Derek saying narcissists hate empathy as it's opposite to how they think. Yes, exactly. Yorick, Jane saying. Stacey saying, yeah, I've seen a norm, so I believe you about the Reaper. Yeah, that to me was real. At the time, it looked fucking very real, very vivid, very, very clear. Stacey saying, bye, Brad, when you need to go. Yeah, I'm going to need to go soon. I'd love to speak for longer, but I've got work tomorrow, man. Don't minimize contact, give them nothing. I agree, Stacey. Drugs are part of learning. I'm grateful you survived. Yes, I'm lucky I survived that one. I got away from it. I've seen some mad things. I've been around some mad situations. I survived it though, and I got away from it. it took me a while, it took me a long time to come away from that. Acceptance ends a lot of the issues. Speaking about, yeah, it does. I accepted it. I got used to it. I thought, oh, here we go again. I'm not even bothered anymore. Stop being scared of it. I accepted it. Well, they said I'm a fantastic speaker. Thank you. I try my best. I'm not naturally a speaker, believe it or not. I'm just trying my best. Grey rock and run. Yeah. One word answer. Nothing. Blank. Perfect, really, that, Dawn. Such a simple way to deal with it as well. Zero emotion, zero reaction, just still. Sometimes just stir for a few seconds when it's really uncomfortable. Just stir for a while as well. That can help. Stacey saying survival means you have a job to do. Yeah, it does. I'm going to go, guys. Thanks for everyone that's joined me today. Thank you to everyone that's subscribed. I'm going to be there on Sunday. I'm going to try my best to be there on Thursday or Friday. Sorry, I can't give an exact date during the week because I've got stuff to do. I believe that a lot of you on here, or all of you on here, are super empaths. Absolutely. There's much more to us than just these things. I just thought I'd bring up this topic just this once because we were speaking about narcissists yesterday. So I thought I'll carry on with talking about super empaths because it helps us against these types of people, doesn't it? There's much more to life. There's much more subjects to cover, of course, which I'll go into. Thanks, Dawn, for the video idea about speaking about my experiences with spirituality. I'll cover that at some point, maybe in a week or so. But thanks for your time. Look after each other. Yeah, good night. Get a good night's sleep and live your best lives. And keep being your best self, basically. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Doing well. So thank you for your time. Goodbye. Good night. And I'll see you again soon.